found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? escape. People take your hold. When you're walking on the moon. Walking on the moon. Chase your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel. When you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel. When you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance again, that I've never been. That I've never been. That I've never, ever, never, ever, never been.
Walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. People take your hold. When you're walking on the moon.
Walking on the moon.
Chase your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel. When you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel. When you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance that I've never been.
Who wants it the most? This is a question that I've continued to ask of the North American Rival Series, and week number 3 highlights that concept better than it's ever been shown before. All these teams have an opportunity to make that run to the top 4, the top 2 spots. So who wants it the most? Let's find out as we get into this week's North America Rival Series. My name is Albert Halloran Haley III. It's my pleasure to be your host. With me on the desk, we have Subi. Or Stacks, we have Squid.
How dare you insult me by calling me
I know Subi is in the
Subi.
back right now. He's like, sir,
Wow.
we're going to have a conversation. How you guys doing?
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid how short Subi
Yeah,
is
let
now.
me go get Stacks and ask him how he's doing. No, doing fantastic. We get a Peeps doubleheader. We get Afterthought twice. They all play right before they square off against each other. It's going to be a great day in North America.
I have never been more excited for North America Rival Series because let's take a look at the standings. So much is going to change when everything is said and done right now. Birds and the Bees managed to rise to the top. But plot twist, week number 3, this is pretty much the M. Night Shyamalan of schedules for them. They only get to play once, and look at the rest of the standings. Everyone's 1-1, 1-2. If they somehow lose their match today, go 3-2, they could find themselves in the 3rd, perhaps even the 4th spot.
Oh, yeah. This week is going to have a lot of playoff implications later down the line. Lots of tough stuff for everybody. And, I mean, you said it best. This is really going to be a defining week for the Rival Series.
Yeah, 5 teams at 1 win, 6 teams at 1 win or less. Of course, RBG has only played once. They've got a backloaded schedule for sure. And really for both the Peeps and Afterthought, this is their season today, too, because Afterthought plays 3 matches this weekend, 2 here tonight. And if they don't come out of that 2-1 at least, they might not even have a shot at top 4.
Anything less than a strong performance would be devastating for their chances. These players are playing for a lot more than just competition, though. They all want to make it into those 1 or 2 top spots to go into the promotion matches, or at the very least, be able to hang on to the top 4 and they can come back next season. But with so much volatility in the bracket and standings, anyone's guess as who's going to take those top 4.
Yeah, that's really the definition of this season so far, which is nice. It's nice that we come into week 3 with no definition of who's going to place where. Of course, there you can see the nice prize split. 13,000 dead ranging down to 2,000 for last place. So either way you slice it, you're going to get a nice chunk of cash, but of course it's all about the top 4.
Yeah, the top 4 spots you get to retain your, or 3rd and 4th you retain your spot for next season of the Rival Series. 1st and 2nd, you do get that shot at the RLCS. And let's face it, we might already have a pretty good idea of what 2 teams will be joining them in the promotion tournament when we get there from the RLCS. So I would imagine the Rival Series teams now looking for those top 2 spots, especially Plot Twist, who are going to have a target on their back this weekend. They really have their work cut out for them.
Playoff implications, definitely the name of the game here for week number 3. Let's take a look at the schedule. It is going to be spicy, to say the very least. Specifically for Afterthought, like you said, Stacks, they're going to have 3 matches this week. If they come out 2-1, 3-0 somehow, it's going to look a lot different for them. A ton on the line for that team.
Yeah, they're a team that a lot of people expected would be right in the hunt for a top 2 spot, maybe even top of the league. You know, a lot of people said Plot Twist. Some people kind of had RBG eSports because of Aeon and Astro from last season. They've got a lot to work on. So really, this is the week for all these teams that have those high hopes. You don't have to deal with Birds and the Bees this week. They are off this week. So we actually have a chance to see 4 matches where we don't actually know who the winner's going to be, because there's a good chance Birds and the Bees run the table.
It's double-edged because Afterthought are all playing 1 to 2 teams, one of which is going to be the Peeps. They're going to have the first match of the day. They're going to have a pretty tough order to start things off. Plot Twist, the only match that they're going to get this entire week. This is the one time that they can try to make a statement. They want to have a strong start here.
And this is a real key match because if we actually go back, you can look at it in the past if you want. The Peeps have to play Plot Twist. They've already played B&B, so this is one of their 2 chances to really affect one of the current top 2 front runners. If they can't beat Plot Twist here, then if Plot Twist wins out the rest of the season and so do B&B, they're out.
And this is, of course, reunion for Pirates going up against his former team from last season, the Peeps. And, you know, there was a lot of will he, won't he? Will he come back for another season with the Peeps? Do the Peeps want him to come back for another season? Ultimately, he ended up with Taroko and Mektos as part of Plot Twist. And this is a new look Peeps team, too, because last season, Arsenal really was the striker on that team. He was the cog that really kept the engine running. This season, so far, it's been Gyro, and we haven't seen as much as we would have liked from Arsenal. So this is a big match here for him to get going for later on tonight.
A question we've had a lot specifically for the Peeps is Gyro going to show up this match? I think that's going to be a big question in terms of predictions. Not only is the question, is Gyro going to show up, but who do you think is going to take this first match of the day?
Okay, well, this is going to be kind of difficult for me to say, and I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me. I've actually got Plot Twist back in this one. Unfortunately, I like the Peeps. Those guys are all really cool, but I am going to side with Pirates and his lads. They've shown some great things in the past, and I think they're going to be able to pull it out.
People disagreeing with Squid. Usually that's my job. People disagree with me.
Well,
and look, right, I know. Here's my chance, right? Look, on paper, Plot Twist is the better team. They absolutely should win this match, but heart of the cards, man. The Peeps. I got the Peeps here. I think this is the week that Arsenal really does take over for the Peeps, and I think he leads them to not just 1, but 2 victories here tonight.
I do think that Gyro and the crew will be able to take this series. I do think that he is going to show up, and I've always been impressed with Reddles' play. When he does get on offense, he's definitely an electric addition to that, or part of that roster. So I do think that the Peeps are going to be able to take it, but let's find out. First match of the day, it's going to be the Peeps taking on
Plot Twist.
Plot Twist. I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking about Afterthought. But let's jump into it. Boys, take it away.
You know, it's funny he says that because as I write down the team names here, I have Afterthought scribbled out. I did the exact same thing.
I can confirm.
I'm really ramped up for their match later tonight. But let's talk about this one right here, Squid, with Plot Twist. Again, for the Peeps, especially 5-2 last season. It was good enough to retain their spot. They narrowly missed out on going to the promotion tournament. Now 5-2 is their absolute best case scenario. They have no margin for error.
They don't, and playing against Plot Twist, again, this is going to be tough stuff. You're excited for the match against Afterthought, but I'm living right here in the moment. Let's get this underway.
And we are underway with Pirates getting that kickoff up to Taroko. And now we will see Gyro against his former teammate and takes Pirates out of the play. Does that set up Reynolds? It almost did. Little interference on Mektos in the net. And now another shot in. Boy, it looks like Gyro's just hanging around. Actually, it's Reynolds hanging around inside the orange net that time. And the Peeps trying to take out the defense of Plot Twist early. And they just about have Reynolds with a banger.
And Stax, you disagree with me. When we were watching these guys last week, you said that Arsenal was the leading striker, but I was saying, nah, dude, we got Reynolds back in this one. He is showing up. And actually, this was one of my question marks, is Reynolds. He wasn't really doing the greatest last week, and we've seen better performances out of him. But with that strike, you know, maybe he's got some confidence.
When you looked at all the teams that retained their spot from previous seasons, both North America and Europe, I actually really thought that the Peeps made the best off-season move in getting Reynolds. I thought he was going to be the biggest game changer of all the roster changes within the rival series. And it's great to see him off to a fast start here. May have another, but he lets that one go through. Arsenal is going to have all the time in the world after Gyro takes out Mektos. Now here is Gyro, leading the team in scoring. He did not do that last season. It was Arsenal. It was Pirates who was the leading assist man, but there was a point about midway through last season where Gyro was shooting a higher percentage than K-Dot.
Well, that's impressive.
Here is Pirates. Blocked by Gyro. Mektos, that'll go over Pirates, and Arsenal is right there. Kind of a jam at midfield. This will drop down, Reynolds on it. This will go over to Arsenal, and he's not ready for it. The shot not on target. Arsenal not able to put it back. He will take out a defender. That's got to be, I think, the fourth demo that the Peeps have come up with. Reynolds gonna put one in front. Arsenal coming on, and it'll instead be Gyro at the back.
Yeah, you noted that there's a lot of physical play going on. They're definitely flexing their muscles when it comes to that category. And I feel like it's not necessarily a bad idea, but if they keep doing this, Plot Twist are eventually going to get the idea, and moving down the line, they're gonna be ready for it.
Arsenal spun out on the play by Mektos. That'll slow down the Peeps. And could be trouble as Reynolds loses this ball. Mektos' shot's gonna be high and wide. Arsenal there for the save. And now Reynolds tasked with dealing with Pirates here, and he does.
And you want to be careful. Leaving Mektos, Taroko, and Pirates on the offensive side will cause a lot of problems if it stays prolonged. They did a good job of getting him out this time around, but Plot Twist offense is definitely something to be reckoned with, and they're going to want to get as far down there as they can.
Gyro again looking to interfere there, but Mektos able to avoid him. He's going to need to get back, though, as that pass goes over his head. Arsenal on the putback. It's saved away by Taroko just off the line, but it was not pretty. Mektos for Taroko. His shot, and Mektos tried to redirect, but Gyro has the save.
And that's something to note. Mektos is going to do that at any opportunity. He was just a little bit low on boost in that situation, but going for redirects is really the name of the game for that player. He will catch you off guard in the most opportune of moments, but Peeps are holding on to this lead rather nicely for Plot Twist right now. They've still got a good mentality about this game.
Arsenal, decent ball across, looking for his longtime teammate Gyro, and a big miss from Mektos. Pirates now to the backboard. Taroko is lurking, but Gyro there on the back wall to make sure that pass doesn't find its mark. This one might, though. Mektos to his teammate Taroko, and the Canadian national champ ties the game.
And this is why I said the Peeps shouldn't over-exercise their use of the demo. Only one is what it took for Plot Twist to get their goal, and it was in one of the most inopportune moments for the Peeps. And that's just something I'm going to say over and over. If you keep spamming the demos, they're going to get used to it. But that one is all it takes for Plot Twist to tie the game.
Now off the kickoff, which we saw the Spaniards of ARG utilize the kickoff to great lengths over in Europe. They're able to knock off complexity. Here's Reynolds. That comes up empty, so now Gyro just throwing one off the corner, hoping Arsenal can get to it. He can, eventually. But now the possession with Plot Twist. Great pass from Taroko, and a save from Gyro. In addition to scoring most of the Peeps goals, Gyro's been the leading savior on the season 6 times. He's had 3 saves or better. He is at 2 here in game 1.
and they'll need to clutch it up if they want to take this match as well. Plot Twist are slowly moving further and further into the offensive zone when they get possession of the ball. The Peeps still trying to flex their muscle in the demo department, but not quite working out as well as it did earlier on, and here's an opportunity.
Popped away by Arsenal, but coming right back in from Plot Twist. There's a demo for Mektos, but Gyro is going to have this ball and plenty of time to work with. Arsenal now. Gyro falling in front, and the timing just not there for the Peeps. Plot Twist able to send it away. Who's going to blink at the end here? It's Pirates getting around Arsenal, but he's out of control on the wall, and Taroko has to scramble across and barely makes the save. Now watch the counterattack cut out by Reddles.
Close call there for Arsenal as well, almost caught going for a demo, and again, they're trying to do it so often that he was unable to find anybody in that spot. And now Plot Twist out in front, dangerous stuff, but it looks like it's going to drop down for just a second.
This will drop down. We go to overtime to start North America.
Couldn't ask for much better, to be honest, and Plot Twist are going to have to watch out. The Peeps might try and use this opportunity to reset.
Arsenal dropping straight down, and Taroko read it all the way. Arsenal and Reddles almost run into each other. This is left for Gyro. He thought about it, and a good thing he didn't go because Mektos had that ball. If Gyro had gone Squid, I think that ball would have gone right over his head.
Could very well have been, and then keeping it in the zone as well. Reddles grabbing the side boost, and it looks like they're continuing to try and keep midfield control. Mektos will push it past and get it down for his team, but the Peeps definitely trying to exert a zone of control, area denial at the moment.
Popped up by Pirates. Gyro coming on. Bouncing one right into Mektos, but possession belongs to the Peeps for the moment. Taroko gonna slow play this. A lot of players would have just boomed that downfield. Taroko rather brilliantly just keeping possession, not just giving it back to the other team. And as a result, Plot Twist have put on a little pressure here. And if they get a challenge here, they can keep this ball in the zone. They will. It's Mektos off of Reddles. Another demo as Taroko on both sides of demolitions. Who's going to take this corner boost? It's Arsenal. Gyro giving way. Down to the corner. Reddles lurking in the mid. And Mektos cuts out that attack too. We haven't had many great opportunities. That's the best one, and he missed it high. Mektos had a chance to end game one. Pirates also a chance, but that's blocked away as we go in well into the second minute of extra time.
And I'm noticing as we progress farther and farther into this game, the Peeps still trying to use demos as much as they did in the first minute or so, and more, it just doesn't connect. Reddles will find one right here, but ineffective in this situation, so they've really got to start being a little bit more selective about how they approach these plays.
I don't know that I've ever seen an extermination, 7 demolitions in the Rival Series or RLCS.
First time for everything.
One, yeah, we could see one in this series if the Peeps keep at this pace. Gyro trying to bait out the defensive Mektos. Problem is he got exactly what he wanted. Mektos stuffed him. Loose ball in front that Pirates deals with, and his former teammate Gyro there to dump it off to the corner. By his teammates time to get back. They have gotten back. Now they're on the counterattack. Gyro for Reddles. Arsenal coming on after the demo, and the shot goes way off to the corner.
Star Striker couldn't find the angle on that one, but I can't really blame him for that. Coming across the center, a very difficult shot to hit at that point. And what I'm noticing is we've seen one or two really good opportunities for either one of these teams, but you have to grant that it's been a long game, and I don't think either of them is really prepared to throw everyone on the offense to try and risk it all.
Pirates gonna circle around on this ball, looking for a teammate downfield, pass intercepted. It's Arsenal. Got Gyro and Reddles. He's opted for Gyro, and Reddles is gonna have to get back. This is a dangerous ball, played across the center, and Arsenal bails him out. Boy, he took all he could to get that pass on. Gyro, slow play after the demo by Arsenal, but still denied, not able to hit the net. Now Taroko the other way, Reddles dumps to the corner again.
Such good presence of mind from Pirates to stay calm during that play, read the fake from Gyro all the way, and then I have to commend Reddles as well, playing the back man, not committing completely onto the offense because he realized they had an opportunity for just a second, but now Arsenal, no redirect comes through, just a little bit wide, and we remain in OT.
The Peeps have played as much overtime in this one game as they have in 4 other overtimes combined this season. They have had plenty of experience on the pitch. Here is Arsenal, just throwing one on target, trying to create a rebound opportunity. He has, but it falls right to Taroko. Another opportunity. Gyro trying to interfere with Mektos, and Mektos with great concentration to get rid of the threat.
And it feels like plot twists are starting to break down there. It seemed like the Peeps were ready to strike at any instance and put the ball through, but they just left it. It didn't really amount to much because they didn't have the midfield presence to try and keep the ball in the zone.
Reynolds taking out Mektos. That'll kill the attack, at least for now. Taroko taken out of the play as well. Still looking for that extermination. A shot on is going to be just off the post. Nobody was home. Finally, Taroko gets back. Another opportunity, and Arsenal finishes it after 4.5 minutes of extra time.
It took a little bit, but you know, they got the job done in the end. I'm not going to say that was really calculated by Reynolds, but I won't say it wasn't either. That dunk put it right up for Arsenal. And I have to say, Gyro on that initial shot went off the post. Looks like he actually celebrated a little bit early on that one where he could have made a follow-up shot. So I don't really know if that's exactly what happened or maybe he accidentally pressed the jump button, but...
And I think that registered, too, in the game as a shot. We were so close to the post. I believe that becomes Gyro's only shot of the game. It's one he'd rather forget, but fortunately for Gyro, he gets to forget about it. The win certainly helps, and, you know, with 10 shots on net for the Peeps, it had to break eventually on the side of Plot Twist.
Yeah, and then we mentioned that they had a lot of quality offense, but the thing for me was that they weren't really keeping it up. There were a lot of times where Plot Twist would just move it past the midfield line, and then suddenly the Peeps are nowhere to be found. So it really became a question of where are they on the midfield? They've been stealing boosts, they've been going for demos once in a while, but they haven't been making sure that their offense stays alive. Putting on continued offensive pressure is a real key strategy in the highest levels of Rocket League play, so when you're not doing that, it kind of begs the question, what exactly is your game plan?
Well, the game plan for these two teams was certainly not a 4.5-minute overtime, but that's what we got in game one, and that's what you can expect, I think, all throughout the day, Squid, with all these teams that are just jumbling. There's birds and the bees at the top, and then there's everybody else just jammed into the middle of the standings, and you can flip coins at some point to determine who's going to win these matches. This time, in this game, it went to the Peeps, and we'll see what happens. What do these two teams have for an encore after 4.5 minutes of overtime? We will find out with game number 2 underway.
I really hope it's not a kickoff goal. And it doesn't look like it's going to be that either. So there, I got my wish.
I'm glad that you have the same disdain for kickoff goals that I have. Arsenal, his shot, floating high. Gyro trying to interfere yet again. Reynolds going right down the middle into 2 defenders, maybe even trying to create a double commit. Gyro off the corner. And away from Plot Twist for just a moment. Mektos will need another big clear, and he has it over Arsenal. This will require Gyro to get that corner boost and reset the attack.
And again, we saw the Peeps moving out onto the offense first in what seemed like the only significant potential plays of the game, with Gyro running some interference, but he just moved it right past the midfield line. We're going to pick it up where we left off in game number 1, and I saw Gyro going for a physical play earlier. That's going to start getting in the heads of the Plot Twist players, I'll say.
Yeah, it makes you very uncomfortable when you're already watching the ball whip around the field. You also have to worry about that engine noise you hear in your headset. Is that your teammate? No?
The sound of impending doom.
Yes. Gyro blocked emphatically by Pirates, and Arsenal is sent all the way back to his own corner. Now Taroko sending this off to the side. It's well read by Pirates, but he missed the ball. So now here's Reynolds with Gyro waiting in front, and Mektos kills the attack. We're seeing Mektos make a ton of great challenges in the open with his opponents. Lesser players would be dead to rights, but Mektos so good at reading the attack, reading the intent of each player on offense for the Peeps.
He's got some amazing 1v1 skills, so I got to give him that. And I will say that, you know, he might be thinking that, you know, moving downfield is the only way to get started on offense, which he loves to play, I'll tell you for a fact. So that might be his first step towards moving in that direction, but again, I'm gonna slap the wrist of the Peeps. You gotta keep a guy at the midfield line. They've been playing rather aggressive in that spot.
Well, that was dangerous from Pirates. His flip took him way past his intended spot in front of the net, and they almost put that ball in himself, almost got scored on as well. But in either case, ball stays out of the net. We remain scoreless coming up on halftime of game 2. Pirates, his shot. Not really on target. Reynolds will gear it off to the side. Now Arsenal. I think he was trying to pinch that off the side. Didn't quite get there in time. Pirates over Gyro. But no follow-up for Plot Twist. They're waiting for the Peeps to send this ball out, and they're trying to reset. They're almost trying to get lucky on offense.
It does seem kind of strange. It seems like what with the Peeps. Oh, wait a second. Watch for that bump. Reynolds doesn't find it there. Sorry, I had to cut off in the middle of that one, but I do have to say, Plot Twist, they might have gotten so used to the Peeps playing aggressive that they're not really sure what they want to do when it comes to offense, so they might be counting on transitional plays to try and score their goals, which is why they could have backed off.
Arsenal, left uncontested, able to get to that ball on the back wall. Reynolds misses. The shot goes behind Arsenal on the follow-up, and Gyro using all of the boost he had just to prevent an easy shot. And now Gyro will pop this downfield, and the Peeps have fended off the best attack so far for Plot Twist.
And it seemed like a big jamboree of plays going on there. I'm not going to lie. It felt like a little bit of just scrambling from everybody on the pitch, but it never felt that there was a particularly threatening opportunity from Plot Twist down in front of the net. So for the Peeps, a solid defense, I suppose, but we could definitely use something a little bit more grounded.
Reynolds for Gyro. Taroko is up there. He read that the whole way, but this goes under Pirates. Could be trouble as Taroko's taken out. Mektos has to work double duty on defense, and he does. Boy, Mektos has been very impressive in the early half of the season. Might be the MVP of the league if Plot Twist are able to make a run to the promotion tournament. Reynolds trying to play this out for Gyro. His drive's going to go to the opposite corner. Arsenal's not there as he had come in behind Gyro. This ball goes over him. Mektos looking for Pirates, looking for a shot, looking for any kind of offense. Reynolds says no, and it goes back the other way.
Such good, respectful placement for Reynolds to be in the right spot on that defensive line. You can tell that the Peeps are still confident. They're still giving respect to their opponents, and they're still able to make the key plays where it matters. Mektos wanted a bump there and literally came up completely empty-handed, not even close.
Shot just over the bar by Reynolds. Arsenal waiting in the corner to see what Taroko's going to do. This kicks out and is taken by Mektos. Gyro a little slow to react. Mektos can't keep the play alive. Gyro brings it out with 9 seconds left. Dumped back in by Taroko. Can Reynolds get to this? No, Taroko does. And Gyro with a big booming clear. Reynolds is downfield, but is beaten by Mektos. And we had overtime in game one. So what's better than that? Let's have another one.
And great respect from Plot Twist. They had a man over the midfield line. The Peeps were playing solid at the closing seconds, and you can often see a team break down as they realize, oh, we can't let this in at any cost. And they'll start to play incredibly defensively, or they'll start to play incredibly offensively because they want to win it in regulation. It's very nice to see both of these teams playing like they normally would. Nothing out of the ordinary. They can handle this.
Reynolds just sitting in front of the orange goal finally comes out as Arsenal shots sent away. Pirates off to the side, and Mektos barely able to get there to stop Arsenal from bringing it back in. Now Mektos off of Gyro, and that good touch right there gets it around Taroko. And again, the Peeps have a chance to break out, but not for long because Pirates is there to greet them.
Are we playing a game of tennis? Because that's what it really feels like at this point. I mean, Peeps and Plot Twist both not want to overcommit, but that pins towards the net allows Taroko a goal, and the only one of this match as they take game two.
Nobody home at the net. They're all starting to break away, looking for boost. Gyro there in the corner. And as a result, Taroko's challenge. Again, Taroko and Mektos, their challenges were on point. One of them was bound to find its way to the back of the net. That one did, and really out of nowhere, Plot Twist takes game two.
Yeah.
Look at the shot total. I think I saw you just
This is the
gawking
thing,
at that
yeah,
shot total.
I couldn't
didn't
believe
think
it for a
that-
second.
I didn't think it was that one-sided.
I had to take a step back and breathe it all in there because it did feel like Plot Twist had a significant amount more pressure than in this game than they did in the last one, but the shot count doesn't reflect that. And I feel, honestly, upon reflection on the game, that is probably accurate. I mean, Plot Twist did do a much better job of trying to push it downfield, but the Peeps were still maintaining their offensive pressure in a lot of spots. We saw some bump plays. We saw just about everything, but you called it. Mektos has really been the standout player. Of course, he was on the bottom of the scoreboard, but he's making all of the key plays in my book. And, of course, that little pinch at the end there, they did score off of it, which is always good for the win, but the Peeps were giving so much faith to Arsenal to make that 50-50 win that, you know, it makes you confident to see the Peeps playing so, well, I guess I won't say smart because they did get scored on, but they're trying to play for the play ahead. They're trying to play for what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and lesson for all you ranked warriors out there, no, the in-game score isn't the only indicator.
Don't listen to him. He's champ 2.
Wow.
I know.
Unreal.
In-game score, most important thing that there possibly is.
Yeah, this guy. Pray you don't ever get queued up with Squid. All right, we are into game 3. Wasteland the scene as we get into a tie-breaking game between the Peeps and Plot Twist. Again, the winner gonna feel great about their prospects of top 2, whether it's the Plot Twist side pulling away from the rest of the field or the Peeps getting that second win and bringing Plot Twist back down to earth just a little bit. Arsenal trying to go opposite side for Reynolds. His shot denied by who else but Mektos.
Quick start here for the Peeps, and again, they want to bring all the offense. They had the shot advantage last game. They did end up losing it, though. And I feel, again, that's kind of letting Plot Twist move past the midfield line, Exhibit A right here. But I feel like they just need to keep a little bit more of that pressure on. Keep a man at the midfield, keep it careful.
Almost a double commit there. That would have been very costly between Arsenal and Reynolds. But Reynolds able to clear that ball away. Now Arsenal, met by Mektos. Pirates, can he find a teammate? He had Taroko at midfield, but that pass way too strong. Arsenal thought about it and said he'll make his way to the side. And Pirates right out towards Reynolds. Gyro coming on, and he's stuffed by Mektos. Follow-up goes through. It's Arsenal on the rebound.
This is such a good position for Arsenal to be in that I originally thought the pass was to Arsenal and that Reynolds just completely beat it. Not the case. Gyro was there. Arsenal immediately behind him for the follow-up, and that blitzkrieg offense earns them a goal. And I guess maybe that's their game plan the whole time. I've been mentioning how I want to see more of the back end of the midfield line. I want to see them play more careful. But if that's their game plan, then, it netted them a goal here, and maybe it will in the future.
Bombed away by Reynolds. Arsenal has that. Gyro coming on, and he missed it entirely. So Taroko will have the save, and they'll have numbers the other way as Gyro can't get back. Got the demo on Arsenal, but there is Gyro finally recovering, and the ball just happens to find its way to him. Loose in front. Can Reynolds get around on this? He does, and the shot is not going to go through. It is saved away off the goal line. Now Taroko the other way, and that's going to be sent off by Gyro.
And I said it last match, and maybe I'll sound like a broken record, but outstanding presence of mind for Plot Twist. They are not fazed by the demos. They realize that after game 1, okay, the Peeps are a very real physical threat, and we have to be ready for that no matter what, and they've proved it twice now.
Takes great communication and concentration to deal with this many demolitions. And all the other, these are just the attempts we're seeing that actually connect. They're going for him just about every time down the field. Arsenal gets around one. Staves off the Plot Twist attack for the moment. That ball will go off to the corner. It's Arsenal again, getting a do-over on his clearance attempt. And that effort not as successful either. Gyro coming off the side. He doesn't really have anybody to pass to, doesn't have any boots to work with, still finds a way to hit Arsenal. This ball goes right to Pirates. So the key now for Plot Twist, weather the storm. All these demolitions, Taroko actually missed that corner boost, could be trouble as he needs to find his way back into the play. Gyro, boy, Pirates barely got a piece of that, but he had a guy, I believe Mektos, in behind him, also going for that ball, not punished.
I'm noticing a strange pattern here from the Peeps. They seem to be allowing Plot Twist to try and push into them. And we've noticed that Plot Twist is also trying to let the Peeps push into them. So we've kind of got a double reactionary style of play going on here. And I'm not sure who's going to come out on top for it. It feels like both the teams are playing incredibly carefully, lots of respect for their opponents, but at the same time, if nobody's going for the ball, then who's going to be the one making the play?
It almost feels like fencing at this point, as now it's the Peeps with right of way. Can Gyro get a demo? He's looking for one. Reynolds' shot's gonna clang off the crossbar. Arsenal's follow-up falls right onto Taroko's hood, and Reynolds has to get this away from Mektos. Coming back in. Arsenal, as Gyro goes all the way through the orange goal, comes out on the upper end and needs to clear this away and does.
We've seen too many dingers in this match, I feel. But Plot Twist still at the deficit. Peeps just need to keep it on the offensive end for as long as they can. That reactionary style is definitely benefiting the blue team in this scenario.
Reynolds trying to take the tight angle, got the demolition. Follow-up from Gyro created by the demo by Reynolds, and the Peeps have an insurance goal.
Nice dinger here from Gyro, putting it off the crossbar, down and in. Not necessarily the most beneficial right here, but he wanted that placement in the upper corner. didn't quite find it, but it doesn't matter because it's across the goal line. 51 seconds, and they have a lead of 2. Things really shaping up for them in terms of shots as well as possession. Midfield game's been a lot stronger, and overall, just a great performance from the Peeps.
45 seconds is not too late to erase a 2-goal deficit. We've seen it earlier today in Europe. But right now, Plot Twist is not moving the right direction, and Arsenal has all day to work with. Off the backboard, killing even more time off the clock. Reddles, intended for Gyro, and Gyro making the very conservative play, just going back. Now Pirates. He'll need support out in front, and Taroko was waiting for a clearance that never came, so the ball was missed off the back wall. Now with 15 to go, they need to score now, and they won't as the shot goes well wide from Pirates. Mektos can't get this on target either. Set away once again. It looks to be a shutout for the Peeps, who go on match point with a flurry of demos at the end.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it again, guys. I'm very sorry about this, but it's great presence of mind from Plot Twist. They were trying to make the pass play even as the clock was reaching the final 10 seconds. You saw Pirates on the receiving end of what was a very good pass. I mean, it was well executed, and, you know, he did miss, but the point still stands that they were able to get a quality shot even in the closing seconds of the game. They are not worried. They're not thinking about the past. They're always got their heads in the game, and that's very important for Plot Twist if they want to come back in this series, and it's important for their play as a whole. It's been a staple for their team over the entirety of the season so far.
Yeah, all of these teams in North America, I think they wish that the rival series kind of worked like my old high school, where you take all your tests and you drop the lowest score, and then you take the average of everything else, because if you take out that match from upper 90, the Peeps are sitting real pretty in the standings. Problem is that match exists. This is not the team we saw against upper 90. This is a much more improved Peeps team that they're converting on a lot of their opportunities and creating more than they ever have before because they're relying so heavily on these demos. Plot Twist, they don't really have an answer for it. They're just kind of taking it and making the rotations, making the adjustments. They're still not turning it into offense.
Yeah, and I feel like that might be because the Peeps kind of heeded my words. I said that, hey, you guys aren't playing enough at the midfield line, and suddenly it seems like, hey, we are playing at the midfield line. We're making sure that Plot Twist gets turned around every so often, saying, go back home. We don't want you here.
Pirates yet to score against his former team from last season. Go, perhaps one more game to rectify that, as Gyro's shot is going to be saved off the goal line by Pirates. Another shot is saved at the line by Mektos. Now it's Taroko's turn, but he's going to come out and challenge Gyro.
And I will say, well, Pirates, he hasn't done a great job of scoring against his old team, but he's doing a dang good job of making sure that he's making saves against his old team. And wow, good defense from Plot Twist to start things off, but the Peeps, once again, they've been a really strong offensive presence. Are they going to remain there?
Nothing has come easy for either side. Arsenal taken out of the play as Plot Twist tries to flip the script here. Mektos can't direct that back on target, but Taroko is there. Pirates will have a look. He missed the ball entirely. Mektos at least keeps this ball in the zone and got the dunk, but Reddle's there for the save.
So much respect from the Peeps and great positioning for Plot Twist. They were able to make that goal happen, except for the fact that there was a defender in the way. If they can keep up this kind of pressure, it seems that they're playing so fast getting around the Peeps right now.
Who's going to take this ball? It is Mektos. Crossbar sent away by Gyro. Had that ball been allowed to come off the crossbar, it's a goal for Taroko. Now Gyro bombs this away. Nobody's home at the back. Gyro double taps it home.
There is nothing standing between Gyro and this goal for a million years. Some of you might think that this is a tough shot, but not for these players. They know exactly what to do in this situation. Pirates was caught out on that play right there. In Plot Twist, they finally have an extended trip over into the adventurous zone of the offensive end, and they get punished for it.
I had actually thought Gyro had just flown through the air on that play. Didn't quite see him. I was following the ball. Go figure. This ball now for Gyro and Reddles. They both come up empty. Gyro has to get back, and he does. And he'll send, no, he will not send this ball away either. It's a comedy of errors. The Peeps deserve to get scored on, but they don't after the save by Arsenal. Now Mektos just popping one in the air. And Taroko trying to track this down to the side. Arsenal over Taroko, but bumped back into the net. And Plot Twist will keep the pressure on here. Reynolds, big drive, everybody pushed up too far, and Slater doubles the lead.
Well, look at this. We have a bit of a repeat of the last time around. Who was caught off guard this time? Well, I can't really see in the replay, but the fact remains that they got scored on when nobody was back in the net. You got to be watching out for that one. I realize that the situation's a little bit tough, and you got to start putting shots on target, but you've matched them so far, but the problem is, when they shot on your net, there was nobody there.
Off the backboard again, and Taroko has to wait for the clearance. He'll try again for Mektos. Sent away by Reynolds, and Pirates pushed way up into the offensive zone as well. And it really does feel like Plot Twist have pulled the goalie here. They are all out on offense. They've got burned twice, and Taroko's taken out of the play here. So Mektos will bomb it away, and you wonder now if the Peeps will adjust Squid as they get the sense that Plot Twist have abandoned defense entirely. Tough angle that Arsenal couldn't convert.
I think that right there is your answer. I feel like they've already adapted to the fact that Plot Twist aren't playing defense, and the 2 goals are what represent that gyro for the double tap. Couldn't find that one, but does he really need to? He's got Arsenal to back him up. Pirates will stop it out. And again, I think that's really the answer.
Well, there's a shot from Taroko that is blocked away. One of the few opportunities that Plot Twist have had to get on the scoreboard in Game 4. A must-win 4th game to prolong the series. Force a 5th game. And Plot Twist, they have been outstanding late in series. They'll need a comeback effort here in the final 90 seconds. Taroko dropping one down for Pirates coming on. Challenging Reynolds. Now Mektos for Taroko. They'll have a lot to shoot at, but he won't shoot at anything at all.
Plot Twist really got to clean up right here. I mentioned that they have a little bit of a level head when it comes to these kinds of situations, but it looks like that's starting to break down here with 75 seconds left. They've been playing a lot of offense, but not much of it has really been coming together like the passing plays we're used to seeing out of them.
Arsenal bouncing one over his former teammate, and that one symbolic of how this series must have felt for Pirates.
It really is, and Peeps taking this 3-0 lead now. It's got to be major heartbreak for Plot Twist at this point in time. We saw 2 close games in the first 2, but now it's looking like the Peeps running away with it with that 2-goal lead at the end of regulation in game number 3 to boot. Things been shaping up for them overall, and they were happy to play defense this game. Let Plot Twist throw everything they have at them and wait until they were exhausted to try and push downfield. It worked wonders.
Bomb downfield here, just wide of an open net. Follow up a little delayed, and just that little delay gives Arsenal time to get in position and make the save on Taroko. Now Pirates trying to break out. He'll be left all the way downfield, so if Mektos can find him, there's an opportunity, but he has to come all the way back and take the midfield boost. 30 seconds remain as Plot Twist looks to break the shutout. 3 consecutive shutouts in this series, 1-0 in overtime to Plot Twist, off the challenge by Taroko that found its way to the net, and they haven't scored since. Shutout 2-0 in game 3, shutout perhaps 4-0 in game 4.
Great passing play from Gyro over to Arsenal, and this is just textbook stuff, and for Plot Twist, really the dagger, not really, you know, it's not the nail in the coffin, it's more of like a dagger in the heart scenario, because this is quite literally the most heartbreaking I think I've ever seen a series play out. It was their game in the first match, went to overtime in game, or sorry, it was almost their game in the first match. Peeps did end up winning it out. They won game 2, and it was just such an even game up until this point. It felt like the Peeps were just able to take everything that Plot Twist could throw at them and then throw it right back in their faces.
So at the top of the standings, you've got the Birds and the Bees, and after that, you've got Chaos down below. 2 through 8 are all very much in it for a spot in the promotion tournament, as now the second place team in Plot Twist takes its 2nd loss of the season. And now the target you're aiming for, if you're RBG, Upper 90, some of those other teams, you get a team that's 3-2 that you're chasing. That changes the complexion of the whole season with just that one result.
It does, and when we were looking at the standings, we saw all those 1-1s, 1-2s, and now that Plot Twist is 3-2, you said it. They're in that zone where suddenly, hey, it's viable that we can move these guys down a little bit in the standings into an impactful spot where we could potentially take a top 2 position.
So that is the Peeps getting their first win of 2 matches that we will see them in here tonight. And really, Arsenal did step up. We talked about him needing to take more of an active role on this team, more of an active shooting role. 5 shots in that last game, 4 goals in the series. That is the arsenal that the Peeps need.
Yeah, it definitely is. He's that team leader. He's going to need to be in the future as well, as you said. And I'm looking forward to their next match against Afterthought. It's going to be tough stuff, but coming off this win, they're going to be feeling incredibly confident in themselves.
And they'll have a long way to wait, too. We mentioned Peeps and Afterthought. They play a little bit later on tonight. Afterthought, we're able to watch the Peeps. Now the Peeps get to watch Afterthought. It is Afterthought and the Pittsburgh Embers coming up next.
To escape. When you're walking on the moon, walking on the moon, chase your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some places that I've never been. When we dance again, that I've never been, that I've never been, that I've never, ever, never, ever, never been.
Walking on the moon.
One moment to escape. Will set you home. When you're walking on the moon,
Walking on the moon.
chase your happy place. It will change your groove. When you're dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon. When we dance again, all our trouble seems to fade away. This is how I feel when you take me to some levels that I've never been.
Welcome back to North America Rival Series. Match number 1 of the day is now in the history books as we saw a very dominant performance out of the Peeps. Guys, I was wondering if they would show up. That always tends to be the question. Gyro in particular, I would say overall this team definitely made a good play.
As a whole, I think the Peeps showed up, and I think that's the important part. You like talking about Arsenal. I'll let you run your mouth about it. I personally, I appreciate all of the players on there. I wanted to see a little bit more out of Reynolds, but he had a nice little bit of assistance from Gyro and Arsenal. So
yeah, and really all 3 players did step up. I mean, nobody really struggled on the offensive end. They all had plenty of opportunities, and they all created a lot of opportunities. Everybody ended up with at least 2 goals. I think Gyro and Reynolds both had 2 apiece. Arsenal added 4. Just a well-rounded effort. I think almost every goal had an assist to go with it as well. That's the Peeps we saw last season. That's the Peeps we've been waiting for. Finally got them.
Great showing from them. On the other side, though, Plot Twist now do find themselves in that M. Night Shyamalan situation where they're watching a lot of play, and after losing this match, they have to be concerned about where they will show up on the bracket. 2 teams that they'll be watching out for sure, though, is going to be the Pittsburgh Embers and Afterthought moving into the next match, because this has a ton of implications as well. We've been looking forward to seeing Afterthought, at least I have, because I always like to see this team show up and perform. Jumping into this next matchup, though, they will have a tall order on the other side of Pittsburgh Embers. Yeah,
they do have a tall order. Of course, Demonator suspended for the remainder of 2019, violations of the player conduct policy. That means their coach and manager, Kai, has to step in now. What was already a daunting task, coming back from a 1-2 start, going up against a team that is very desperate for a win as well with Afterthought. Huge day for Afterthought, as we've mentioned. So, what I think was already a favorable matchup for Afterthought, I think just got even better in their favor.
Yeah, everyone was really thinking that Afterthought was going to come in and potentially be one of the top 2 teams. I think people were definitely thinking they were going to be a top 4. So when it came to that, I feel like people are thinking, okay, Afterthought definitely have a certain hand up now. It's going to be tough for Kai coming into this kind of arena.
Right now, in a situation like this, Afterthought has to feel very confident. They're definitely hungry to want to have that strong performance. Shock in particular is always a player that sticks out to me. I always like to see his incredible play in CRL. I think he's going to look to try to bring that to the table here today. In terms of predictions, though, who do you think is going to take the series?
I had Afterthought, and I'm going to stick with Afterthought. I think that they're going to be able to get this one with flying colors, I think.
Yeah, going back to the start of the season, I thought Afterthought was going to win this match. I've seen nothing to suggest otherwise. Shock is leading the team with just under a goal per game, under the 3 players that are tied up at the top there. So I think his contributions are going to be huge. I think he'll have a great day here tonight.
I'm going to jump into that camp as well. I also think that Afterthought will be able to take this series. Just a lot of incredible play from them overall, but in any situation where you have a sub, there's just that shift in dynamic, and it just makes things that much more of a challenge. Against the caliber of Afterthought, it's going to take a lot for Pittsburgh Embers to take the series, but let's find out. Next match of the day is going to be Afterthought taking on the Pittsburgh Embers. Gentlemen, let's go.
So for Afterthought, we're in must-win territory at this point. They did see Plot Twist just a moment ago fall down to 2 losses. That leaves, if I have the standings in my head correct, that there's only 1 team remaining with just the 1 loss, and that would, of course, be RBG,
yes,
because they've only played 1 match. So you look at the remainder of the teams. 5-2 looks very realistic for the promotion tournament. No margin for error. As we've mentioned with the Peeps and all the other teams that are in that logjam, what do they have to do to overcome the Embers and get off to a strong start tonight?
Honestly, to overcome the Embers, they just got to come out and play their game. I feel like we already talked about it. We think that they have a definite upper hand in this situation, and I think that's going to hold true. Afterthought, they've got plenty of experience on their side. Shock has obviously been on the big stage at WSOE land, and you got Hato and Tyler, both with RLCS experience. But that's enough talk. Let's fight.
In the world of sports, we call this a trap game sometimes because it's very easy to look forward to a high-impact matchup with the Peeps later on tonight. Afterthought has to take care of business here. Here's the coach, Kai. What a start!
I mean, I can't describe it any other way. You wanted to show that you're worthy of playing in the rival series, then this is the way to do it. Only 3 seconds off the clock, and you're getting a face-off goal 71 miles an hour. And oh boy.
Well then, new guy, that was pretty good. 3 seconds into game 1.
It was okay.
Let's see what Afterthought can do to answer as Tyler wins that challenge. A little slow to get back as Grills, but Hato's not able to take advantage. Shock, his shot is saved away by Sosa. Now Tyler, cleared away by Kai. And it's not like Kai's just some nobody who hasn't been around, but there's Hato, who will tie the game up almost immediately.
Quick response from Afterthought, and it's all on the back of this double demo from Tyler. Sosa with so much pressure on his shoulders right there, and there is no way that, you know, if he misses that one, of course, it's going to be a goal, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the touch. But to be fair, I don't think he expected to find himself in that situation.
So Grills, first to act off this kickoff, and he'll send it off to the corner, where Sosa tries to track it down. That ball jumps out in front, and it'll be to Tyler. We talked about Gyro leading the league in Savior medals with 6. Ty is right behind him, 5 Savior medals, averaging 2 saves a game. Grills looking for Kai, who's starting to streak downfield, but Shock says no. Now Tyler, at least trying to throw off the attack for the Embers. Looked like Sosa got a piece of Shock, but it wasn't enough to free up the net.
Glorious idea, I will say. Pittsburgh Embers certainly want to get a little bit of that physical play. After watching that Peeps match, they might have been a little bit inspired. And Afterthought's double demo definitely did a little bit of credit in that department. A minute gone and 15, a tie game, and it's impossible to tell who's going to get the upper hand. This always happens with the Embers. They surprise us.
Kai for Grills, and scrambling back was Tyler. Had absolutely no chance to make that save, but he found a way. Now Hato has to look for boost. Couldn't find any, so he just went after the ball and got enough of it to slow down the Embers. But now Tyler with a critical miss in his own defensive end. Sosa coming on, looking for Grills or Kai. Neither was in position, and Kai all the way back to send this ball right back in.
Definitely a good philosophy to look for those passing plays, and a demo as well. No follow-up from Grills, though, a little bit wide, and they're definitely posing a threat. I hate to say this, but I feel like I was wrong with my prediction again. Pittsburgh Embers, they always do this. They show up in when you least expect it, and they make themselves a reasonable force.
Well, hopefully for their sake, they don't always do that. Very lucky to have not given up a goal there after the miss in their defensive end. Now Shock trying to wave dash just to get to that ball a little faster, but Sosa's there. Dispossessed by Hato. Now Hato looking to center, using the back of his Octane. Tyler looking for Shock, but not able to connect. And Afterthought are sent back to the center line for Tyler. He'll give way to Hato, and Afterthought take the lead.
Tyler in the air, and all you can think about is, look at me, when the real threat is coming from Hato, who's going to place that one very nicely up high, so Grills can't get a nice piece of that one. And now a nice lead for Afterthought, but definitely they want a little bit more, a 2-1 just past the half, and the Embers still got a breath of life in this one. There's no doubt there's still pulse there. They're going to need to execute their passes a little bit better in order to score.
If any question marks had existed for this Afterthought team, it really was the play of Hato. Rather pedestrian scoreline for the most part, not a whole lot of goals scored, not a lot of participation either. He's got both goals in a big first game for Afterthought here. Sosa centering one and set away by Tyler. Now Ty will give way to Hato. Shock makes the save instead. Right in front of the line, and the ball bombed away again by Hato, who's having an exceptional opening game.
And it was a questionable defense, to say the very least, from Afterthought. Tyler opting to not hit the ball did seem to confuse the offense for just long enough to get it away, but still not a position you want to be in. No touch there from Grills either. And overall, this seems to be a very offensively oriented game.
Tyler for Shock. Hato will wait at the back and try to reset the attack for Afterthought. He is met rudely by Kai. Kai with a loft pass over to Grills. Had that been a little more direct, could have seen a high power shot on goal. Said they may still get one. Kai bringing another one around, but that's a big booming clear from Ty. Hato chasing downfield, but now they got to scramble back to the net. Sosa needs 2 touches, and he put them both wide. Follow up from Grills. Here's Kai looking for his second. He's nowhere near the mark. And the Embers, they're hitting everything except the net as they're denied in the final minute.
Man, the woodwork is they're really getting their money's worth for the woodwork in this one. And I have to say, Embers, I noted just earlier that they need a little bit better execution on their passing plays, and I think that stands strong with that play right about there. That was basically inexcusable. Another shot off the crossbar, and they can't get it underneath of it.
Good thing we only use these maps for one match every series because we're going to have to take some dents out of the back wall on the blue half of the field. Embers have hit everything, again, except the net. This is on target, and Kai doubles his shot total.
And his goal total as well. Kai definitely coming out strong for his first game in the rival series. A great angle coming off of that top corner. Made it so hard for Hato to make that read. And that touch just secured the goal in the back of his own net. 10 seconds now on the clock. And the Embers, well, they're definitely not going out yet.
Almost reminiscent of Bilbo making his rival series debut for the Right-Overs on the European side, scoring clutch goals to try and get the Right-Overs off to a great start. Kai has added 2 here in game 1, a first game that will go to overtime.
I thought that doink from Shock was on target, and boy, would I have been impressed with that transitional play if it was.
Could be a kickoff goal to start things off. And it's just high and wide yet again. Afterthought very lucky to have not dropped game 1 in OT. Now Shock coming on just off to the corner again. And Tyler has his shot stuffed by Kai. What a debut for Kai 99. Talk about being thrust into an awkward situation. You're the coach and the manager. You're told a day before you've got to play now the rest of your team's season, and he has shown absolutely no hesitation at all. Able to get this ball out of the way. Tyler keeps this in the zone, at least for the moment, but Sosa finishes the clear. Here's Kai again, looking for the hat trick. Has to settle for maybe an assist, and he'll get neither.
And Kai's doing such a good job. We already talked about his 2 goals, but I have to highlight that he's been on a lot of competitive teams in the past, and he just hasn't made it to this stage. But now that he's finally on it, he's proving that he is worth it to be on the team. He's definitely doing exactly what a sub needs to be. Just there in case you need him. And he, well, you know, could he be the next super sub is the question for me.
Yeah, Grill's going underneath there, trying to get some style points in the overtime winner against Afterthought.
Which, again, don't count.
Correct.
Wait a second.
But this is an empty net, and Sosa has that one fall under the bar. Finally, the Embers have one of those shots that stays on target, and Embers take game 1.
Style points don't count, and this is really the epitome of that description, as Sosa just had, it wasn't a flashy touch, he didn't do really anything special, but he beat Shock to the ball, which is the important part because Hato was the last man back, and he was expecting a 50-50 out of that one. So when you get to that ball quick, put it over the last man, it's an on target, and suddenly, you got yourselves a free goal, and even worse, in overtime, or at least in the case of Afterthought, for the Embers, they kind of stole away this win with a big comeback in the closing seconds.
Afterthought's a team that will let you get a lot of shots on, too. They come into this week with a negative 33 shot differential. I mean, they are facing shot after shot and giving up quite a few goals as well. They give up, what was the total? 11 shots in that game from the Embers, and 2 real bangers from Kai to keep the Embers in that game.
And I did actually note that Afterthought, they're a team that play incredibly strong, but mostly against teams that are kind of submissive. So when it comes to the Embers now, we're seeing a team that is definitely the opposite of that. They're pushing out as much as they can, as often as they can. And now for Afterthought, they got to think to themselves, we might not be giving this team enough respect. We came into this match thinking we were going to have an easy time of it, and that is clearly not the case.
Yeah, a lot of things working in Afterthought's favor, but everything on the field seemed to work out for the Embers. Again, you get the kickoff goal that starts everything off, and Kai with a blistering shot under the crossbar, and then it's a long floater that finds its way under the crossbar, and the Embers, that's how they score all 3 of their goals.
Yeah, everything in favor of Afterthought except for the goal count, which is the only part that necessarily matters.
Well, let's see what we get for a rematch here in game 2. Could be a kickoff goal for Hato, but he didn't have the boost to track that ball down. Tyler for Shock. That one's wide. Sosa bumped from behind by Ty, and Grills was just hovering in the air, flailing around a bit, just trying to guess where the shot was going to come. It wasn't anywhere on target. Tyler against Sosa, and it's Sosa up to the task defensively. Here comes Kai. Maybe the last person that Afterthought wants to see with the ball. Tyler didn't really get all of this ball, so it's coming back, courtesy of Sosa. Better clear this time from Shock. Ty thought about chasing, but instead Might need a little extra boost as this ball drops in front. Ty will get the midfield boost and take this himself, just trying to get away from Grills.
But Grills did get the back boost, and then taking Tyler out of the play essentially is a 200 boost turn. When you're talking about the resource game, that's very crucial. And Kai with a quality shot there. Not quite on target. Sosa gets blocked out as well, and they're still on the attack. Another save from Shock, and this is a huge turn of events. Afterthought realized that after game number 1, they had to play more offense. They had to be more aggressive, and it started like that in the first 30 seconds, but now the Embers are back on the attack.
A scoreless tie very early on in game 2. Tie, a little hesitation, and Sosa takes advantage. Sosa has had a pretty solid game defensively, and it's Grills who stops a blast, to put it lightly, from Tyler. Now Sosa, redirect his bar down and away.
The away part is very important on that one. There were players ready to make the follow-up right there. But Tyler making that shot right there exactly to where Grills was. And that's the important part for Grills. You're playing the likely line. You are trying to find the most likely spot the ball will travel to the net, and he was put it in the very right spot in that instance.
Hato, tough challenge there, but he's able to stop Grills' shot. Tyler off the corner at a good angle, but it's stopped by Grills. Does not get this second touch, though, coming off the ceiling. And now here comes Tyler and Afterthought. The defense crisscrosses for the Embers. Shock for Hato, met by Sosa with another big-time stop. They're gonna need another stop, and they have it from who else but Sosa.
This is so confusing because watching this, it seems like there's a lot of spots where Afterthought are looking to make a play, and it looks like they are going to make a play, but then it just doesn't happen because the Embers defense is too strong or they just don't finish it. And in this instance, they're not finishing it. Hato just hived the net, and they're going to want that one back. Embers are still on defense, though. Tyler can't get that one underneath the bar either, and we're going to have to repair the dents on this map now, Stacks.
Yeah, this is incredible. So many shots going off the crossbar, going off the post. Kai dropping one down that's sent away by Shock, and frustration's got to set in at some point for Afterthought. The one shot that was really on target with a ton of pace was right where a defender just happened to be. Right now, Afterthought's got to be feeling like they couldn't hit water if they were swimming. Here's Sosa. That ball going across, and Tyler not able to beat Kai. This will go back across for Shock. Afterthought have had plenty of possession here in this scoreless tie. Now Shock, challenged by Sosa very effectively. Now it's Kai. Grills making another big stop on the defensive end. Can he turn it into offense? No, he can't. Loose ball for Kai as it's going to pinball around and go all the way across. Who will have it this time? It's Shock. Coming up on 1 minute to go in game 2. If you missed game 1, it was bizarre. The Embers with 3 rather interesting goals, including an overtime winner on an empty net. Sosa all the way downfield, right at Hato. Hato trying to fake out Grills. That didn't work out. Kai coming up empty, and now here's Hato. Chance for Afterthought to break out with 40 seconds left, and Sosa just playing the defensive Afterthought like a fiddle, only to the midfield line.
And it feels like the midfield line is where the ball's been staying for a while. Here in the last minute, great pass right there from Sosa to Kai, 99. And you know he's going to put that one on target every single time. That's 3 goals for him out of the 4 this series.
And I believe, well, I thought it was actually only his second or third shot. His 4th shot finally finds the mark. But Kai has been deadly accurate with just about every shot he has taken. It hasn't been an easy save for the defensive Afterthought. That time not able to save it. His 3rd goal of the series, and all 3 have been huge. This one gives the Embers the lead with only 13 seconds left now to close out game 2 and a chance at maybe sweeping Afterthought. Shock down the side. Loose ball for Hato. Could take his time, and he just could not find Tyler. Ty just whiffed on the shot, and that'll do it for game 2.
And now 2 things off of that shot. Ty Tyler missing it, huge heartbreak for him and Afterthought. Going down 2-0, huge heartbreak for him and Afterthought. But now for the Embers, you got Kai leading the way. Super sub Kai coming on through, just about as good as what we saw in Raw Greg coming out for the old Seoul eSports. My goodness. That's really the only way I can explain this game.
Yeah, for Afterthought, I mean, Ty Tyler is a player that when he misses like that, it wears on him quite a bit. He is a very emotional player when things are going well. Afterthought is going to soar to new heights. The problem is he's not doing so hot here, and especially after that miss, I'm sure he's going to need the entire minute here between games just to kind of compose himself. And they need him to compose himself because he's a huge part of what Afterthought's trying to do on both ends of the field.
Yeah, the mental game is a huge part of Rocket League, and when you're not playing it well, then your team isn't going to be getting the best results in the world, and Ty Tyler is definitely no exception to that one. On the other side, the Embers got to be feeling incredibly positive about this one. We all favored Afterthought here on the desk, and suddenly you're kind of trying to rapidly scribble out your mistake, one of those situations, and write down, oh yeah, I had Embers from the start. But
yeah, right?
Seriously though, they're coming out strong. They subvert our expectations every time they appear on the stage.
And the thing about the Embers is all these shots that they're taking, I mean, they are blistering shots as well. Afterthought has had plenty of opportunities, but not as many that have been as high a quality as what we've seen from the Embers, and they're converting those chances. Are the Pittsburgh Embers. 2 down, 1 to go. It's a long road back for Afterthought. It'll have to start here in game 3, and it's going to be Kai slamming this one home, and it is just absurd what is happening right now.
Hato diving on that ball right there, and suddenly he's beaten, and there's nobody home. I don't think Kai even had to make a touch on that one, but wanted to make sure that Shock wouldn't be able to get in front of it. That makes, I believe, 4 out of their 5 goals now belong to Kai.
Yeah, again, up until just a day ago, Kai believed he was just the coach and manager, and a sub that would not be needed. He has been called on, and he has answered the call, and then some. He's been the MVP of this match. There's Ty Tyler. We needed a quick recovery from him, and he's got it for Afterthought.
And this begs the question, is he going to be able to maintain this kind of momentum? Hato going for a bump there, so it was a 3-man play. I don't really think he made contact, but the point stands. Got Grills out of the play, was able to do something with it. And now for Afterthought, all right, let's take a moment. Let's slow down here and let's reset. We can do this.
Off the kickoff, saved by Ty Tyler. That's the Ty of old. Score on one end, make a big save on the other. And for Ty especially, seeing that shot go off the crossbar but still find its way into the net, that also has to be huge given how many opportunities they had in game 2. Awkward spot there on the offensive end for Afterthought. Almost turned into chaos and a massive collapse on defense, but now they've turned it into transition, and Ty pushes this wide.
I like him going for that angle, though. Shows a little bit of confidence in his own striking potential. But with that RLCS experience also comes somewhat high standards for those players, so I don't want to see him getting too far down on himself for this one.
Shock going up with limited boost, but he had enough to make the play. Now it's Kai. Ceiling, down. Sosa can't jam it home. Now Grills looking to center, and it's Ty playing right over him. Kai 99 against Hato. Good ball out to the corner. Now a good ball downfield from Shock. Not able to find Hato though. Now watch out for Sosa. He's got Ty beat, but the shot doesn't come on. Instead, opting for the pass off the backboard, and a longer game for the Embers.
And the Embers, again, they're leading the shot count 5-1 at present. They're looking so much more confident on the offense than Afterthought is. I noted earlier in this series that Afterthought do particularly well against submissive opponents, and that is the last thing I would use to describe the Embers, but Hato has a free goal off this 50-50.
Hato with his 3rd goal of this series, by far the best series that he's had, and he has needed to step up for Afterthought, just a challenge that finds its way into the net. And Afterthought are right back on the board.
And although Pittsburgh Embers lead in the shot department, it's the goals that matter, and that 50-50 will give a lot of confidence to Afterthought.
Shock out of the corner. Over 1, but not past 2. Sosa and Grills combine to stop the Afterthought counterattack. Hato will wait for this off the side. Instead, it's Ty Tyler. Grills trying to go around Shock. Off the ceiling, straight down for Ty. And Sosa beaten out by Ty Tyler. Boy, he is everywhere on the field right now for Afterthought. Officially had an assist on that last goal as well. Hato on the opposite side, waiting for this ball. Shock lurking in front, but it'll be a big clear away from Kai.
It feels like Afterthought is starting to get a lot more confident in what they're doing on the field, especially getting that second goal from Hato. They feel like they're more comfortable in doing whatever it is they want, and that one's just going to crawl into the net against the Embers, and Afterthought will gladly take it.
Yeah, Tyler will just watch this go and go, yeah,
It was all part of the plan.
I scored.
Crossbar down.
What about it? I scored. What are you guys looking at?
He hit it from his own corner,
Yeah.
off the ceiling. It's still crossbar down. That's just how good Ty is.
Not the kind of goal you expect to see in the rival series. It's a rather lackluster defensive effort from the Embers there, and they've given one away. It's a big insurance goal for Afterthought that they may get back. They do. It's Grills bringing the heat.
And Kai99 has the assist on this one with a demo on Hato as well. Taking out the backboard defense is the easiest way to get past him, I suppose. Grills right there for the shot as well. Plenty of faith in his teammate. And I guess, Grills being there so fast, it can only stand to reason that Kai was communicating with his teammate in that scenario, and that means that Kai had a lot of confidence in what he was doing on that back wall.
Hey, when coach speaks, you listen. They are trained well, are the Pittsburgh Embers. 3-2 the deficit. They're going to be wishing they could get that goal back that they just gave up to Ty, though. Here's Shock. He'll have all day to work with. That could be a recipe for disaster if you're the Embers. Here comes Hato off the setup, and it's sent away by Kai. Grills stuffed by Shock. But that means he's all the way downfield to try and redirect this to the front. He missed entirely. Seen a lot of that in this match. Both teams trying to get just that fine touch to center the ball or redirect on target. They're trying to get a little too cute, perhaps. Kai now challenging on Shock. Loose in front. Tie game. It's Sosa.
There is nobody back for Afterthought here. And I'm going to highlight this as much as I can because there is no backliner. Hato is out of the play, grabbing boost. Tyler is downfield expecting a win from Shock. So when that one drops down in front of the net, that is just complete open field for the player to work with. I mean, you can't leave that.
3-3 the scoreline in game 3 with the Embers looking like they were about to drop a game and let Afterthought back into this series, and they have brought this all the way back. They have excelled late in every game. The tying goal from Kai with 10 seconds left in game 1, a goal in the final minute in game 2 that made the difference in a 1-0 scoreline, and they score again at the tail end of game 3. Maybe they're not done. Maybe Afterthought isn't either as Ty sends that off the backboard.
And for Afterthought, this is dangerous territory. Huge beat from Sosa, the double tap. He's gonna get that one. The Embers have the lead, and now Afterthought are shaking in their boots if they weren't already.
After giving up a laugher of a goal, 3 unanswered by the Embers, who are looking to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. 21 seconds remain off the solo effort from Sosa. Here's Tyler. He's been the everyman for Afterthought. He needs to do it again. He does not. The turnover goes into an empty net. The Embers about to knock off AFT.
The Rocket League equivalent of a pick six right here with Grills interrupting that passing lane, and that might just end the game with 13 seconds left. And oh my God, Embers, what have you done? This is not what we expected in the very least. I said that they subverted expectations, but I think they subverted expectations by pushing Birds and Beasts to Game 5. Not what this is. This is an absolute cataclysm for Afterthought. Heavy favorites moving into this game, and now they're looking to take their 3rd loss of the season.
Unreal stuff from the Pittsburgh Embers and their coach, Kai99, a playmaker to get the MVP honors in the clinching 3rd game, to go with 4 goals on the series as well. He becomes only the 2nd player in North America to get 3 assists in a single game this season. And boy, was it a lot of fun to watch as the Embers come and shock Afterthought. Remember what I said at the very beginning of this, Squid? Trap game for Afterthought.
Well, wow, there's just so much to look at in this game. I feel like the Embers are now going to be one of my teams to watch with a closer eye than before. Because honestly, when they came into this league, when they qualified, I thought, you know what, they might, challenge top 4. But I really think they're going to bottom out. Personally, that is not what's going on here. And this has been the closest North American rival series that I've ever seen personally. So this is a warm welcome, I suppose. But I was not expecting this in the very least.
Now, nobody was expecting that, and fortunately, we don't have to hang around and try to break down exactly what happened. That's on Corelli and Subi when Haloran comes back and greets you with 2 new casters as we get to our 3rd match of the day. It's a big day in North America. RBG plays for the 2nd time. They take on Upper 90, who absolutely must win to maybe even have a shot at the top 4. More drama on North American Rocket League Rival Series coming your way.
Raining under pressure. Oh, you say you wanna go home, yeah. So let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Let's get away from
Put me in, coach? Kai said no. How about I put myself in? Welcome back to North America Rival Series. We knew that the Pittsburgh Embers were a strong team. No one could have expected, with this player, Kai, coming in, the coach, that they'd be this strong.
I didn't expect anything that we just saw, and not only did Kai come in and play well, but the whole team came in and played well. And they take down a team in Afterthought who we feel like is a very strong team in the Rival Series, now put them back to a 1-3 record, and we're kind of sitting here going, well, this was a hard job.
Yeah, we had 15 minutes of what is happening right now? What is going on? Are we in an alternate reality? Because that was insane. A sweep of Afterthought. I don't think anyone expected that. I don't think anyone expected them to win, let alone sweep it. Now, things have gotten shuffled up in North America for sure.
It was the moment at the end of game number 1 where Sosa hits the home run from the other side of the field. I'm like, we might have ourselves a series here. Pittsburgh Ember, # bring the heat. Afterthought, they lose this series, but they do have 2 more, so this is still very much a big weekend for them. They have to shrug that match off and just retool for later on. Moving on to the next matchup, though, Upper 90 will be taking on the mystery in a lot of ways of RBG eSports. We've only seen this team in action one time this entire season, so the back end of this, weeks 3, 4, and 5, are wide open for RBG eSports right now.
Yeah, and this was a team that was swept by Plot Twist, but it's the only game that they've played. So there's still a lot of questions about RBG. What does this team really bring to the table? They didn't have a great showing against Plot Twist, but again, only the first time that we've seen them since last season and since Rapids come on. So still a lot of question marks, even in week 3 for RBG.
Yeah, and Astro is absolutely going to have to step up. No goals, no assists in their series against Plot Twist. He's going to have to show up against Upper 90 because although the record doesn't quite show it, this is a team that has strikers all over the place.
I feel like Upper 90 Esports is a team whose potential just continues to bubble beneath the surface. They made it through the play-ins, and they didn't really make a ton of waves. It was just like, okay, like they made it. Congratulations. But I called them the dark horse at the very beginning of the season, and I do think that they have that potential in this matchup, though. The dark horse or the mystery team, who do you have taking the series?
So for me, it's got to be RBG. That's who I have taken the series, only because I feel like Upper 90, I think they have it in them, but we haven't seen it. They've already played 4 series. They lost 1-3 to Afterthought, Dudes, and Plot Twist. All the same scoreline, 1-3. So they've played some tough teams already, and we really just haven't seen them break through, and that's why I've got my money on RBG.
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton from RBG throughout the season, obviously, only 1 game, but there's not a lot of games to be played, and what we did see from them, I didn't like what we saw. They have a lot to work on, and I really feel like Upper 90 is going to take this match.
Upper 90, they may not have broken through yet, but I think they're going to be the Kool-Aid man this time. I do think that Upper 90 Esports have what it takes to show that potential and have the strong performance, but there's really only one way to find out. RBG Esports taking on Upper 90 Esports. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it indeed. And again, question marks from RBG and some unfulfilled expectations from Upper 90, now sitting at 1-3. We expected this team to do a little bit better. And for RBG, an 0-1 record, not a great showing against Plot Twist. So for both these teams, it hasn't been fun so far.
Not at all, but when you look at the side of Upper 90, they have a rookie on their team, and if you take all the stats into account, he is the #1 player in North America of Shadow. He's been incredible thus far, getting goals, getting assists, getting shots, and most importantly, he's averaging 2 saves a game. This guy's all over the place. His rotations are incredible. His positioning is impeccable. Look out for him.
We're still seeing how Rapid fits into the RBG Esports side, but let's get things underway. Game number 1 between RBG and Upper 90, and Aeon's trying to start it off with a goal right off the bat. 3 seconds in, and RBG on the board.
And that's how you open up your second game of the season. Aeon right off the kickoff reads that perfectly and squeaks it right underneath the crossbar. 1-0 in favor of RBG.
So it takes 3 seconds for RBG to get on the board. Upper 90 trying to respond back after this kickoff. It does go in favor and just wide of the net. The follow-up's there. Astro to turn that one out. Upper 90 in control. Tries to get the ball in possession. Not able to do so, and RBG, nobody's back for him. This one actually might drop. It's going to go off the post. The follow-up doesn't connect. One more. It goes right under the last defender, and Demo Cat gets upper 90 to tie it up.
Oh, and look at the mind games here from him. He just slows down just enough to get both defenders to go in the air, and he goes underneath both of them, making them look like trapeze artists falling from the ceiling. And a tie ball game. This is gonna be a shootout, folks.
So 21 seconds later, and upper 90 respond back. And for RBG, something that we talked about them when they played against Plot Twist was Rapid taking the ball into the corner and no support. But talk about no support. Democat tries to take this one by himself, and a demo comes out. The shot comes down from who? You guessed it, Shadow, and upper 90 take the lead.
Yeah, Democat tried to get that bump on the defender there, and all Rodoko has to do is poke it up, take a defender off the field, and in comes Shadow, trusting in his teammates to rotate out. So he's able to bring that aggressive play into the box.
Sparks fly in the first minute, and we're not even 45 seconds in. And 3 goals have fallen between these two teams. Shadow, the man to watch from upper 90. Ball taken away from him. Rodoko's got to clean it up. Trying to challenge Astro in the midfield. Loses that one. And RBG again finding themselves in the corner here. Aeon patiently waiting. It's Rapid who drops it down, but Aeon gets deleted. Here comes upper 90 back the other way.
And how about the heads-up play from Rodoko there to take out the third man rotating in, so there's no shot able to be put on the board. But good midfield presence right now from RBG.
Upper 90 to play this one out from their own end. Astro doesn't let them. 2 defenders of upper 90 in their box. Democat's trying to catch that one downfield, but it's carved out here by RBG. Rapid trying to get one more touch, drops it down. And the follow-up just couldn't find the angle. It was Astro trying to find Aeon once more. The shot turned away now by Rodoko. RBG putting on the pressure, but can't break through.
Oh, and here comes Rodoko, but low on boost. Loses that neutral 50-50 in Shadow. Again, just pressuring the ball. He's so fast. I love his aggressive play, and I'm loving the gameplay we're seeing from both teams right now. When it's all said and done, both teams are going to be leaving with bruises and blood all over. They're just demoing each other left and right.
Here's Rapid. Last week, a man that brought RBG down the field and led the charge. Just about halfway through this game, and RBG still find themselves down by 1. Rapid once more, a long clear to the midfield, met by upper 90. Here's Shadow, trying to drop this one down, maybe one more touch. Aeon to clear that one out, and RBG find themselves down the field again. Astro to the corner, looking for Aeon. He's there, does make the connection, but not on target. No boost for Astro, forced to retreat back. This ball just given away here by upper 90. Now with full boost, Astro, he's dangerous off the back wall. The follow-up's there to the back of the net, and Aeon ties up the game.
And a good push down the field from Astro. Brings this ball all the way down to the back wall, gets Shadow out of the equation, and all Aeon has to do is put that shot on target where the defender isn't, and we once again have a tie ball game.
So RBG finally respond after a couple minutes of play, exactly 2 minutes since upper 90 scored their last goal. And here they come again. Rapid can't get the touch there. Astro and Aeon waiting patiently for the ball to come out, and doing so well just to keep possession for RBG, making it tough for upper 90 to break out, but they do. A shot comes out just wide. Here's Astro, RBG back the other way. Rodoko can't deal with this one nicely, but RBG maybe a spoiled chance there, as there was a little bit of a fumble at the top of the box from Rodoko. Rapid now. RBG doing such a great job in the midfield, not letting upper 90 out.
Yeah, not at all. They can't get out to get boosts. They can't do much of anything. And Rapid just poking this ball up, but a little too soft. Gonna turn it right back over to the orange half.
Astro clears this one off his own corner and finds a teammate in Rapid. And the shot comes through from Astro, maybe 2, doesn't connect down. And upper 90 counting their blessings there. 1 minute left. A tied game. In game number 1, here's Rodoko. The demo comes through. He's got to beat one more to the cover post. He does put it away into the corner, and Rodoko gives his team the lead.
And what a heads-up play as well from him, realizing that there's no defender left in net. He just has to get it over Aeon, and just a perfect flip into the upper 90 to take the lead with just under a minute to go.
Finds the corner. The upper 90 shot. Aeon off the post. RBG trying to respond back early. 50 seconds left. Rodoko taking his time with this one, bringing it down. Ooh, goes over one, pays the price, but a big miss comes out. Nobody from upper 90 there to punish. And RBG, chances are slowly dwindling here in game number 1. Astro over and down to the box. Rapid was there. Now 30 seconds left. Upper 90 still pressing on. Democat does win out the challenge. The follow-up not there from upper 90. Aeon with no boost, forced to go into his own corner. Astro to the midfield. It's Rapid there to receive it. RBG putting something together here in the last 10 seconds. It's Rapid once more. Astro's there looking for Aeon now. He is up, but he's beat out by Democat. Rapid's got to go the full length of the field here, but just completely taken away, stripped from his hands, and Shadow puts this game to bed.
And Shadow puts an exclamation mark on this game. Dunks the defender coming down and sends that one in the net, says no opportunity for you. And what a showing from upper 90, but I was very impressed with what we saw from RBG in this match, and most importantly, Astro getting involved in the offensive zone.
Shadow putting away 2 goals of his own. Everyone really getting involved from upper 90. And we kind of said, you know, this team, we don't really know how they're going to come out and play with 3 losses to their name. They've lost to great teams so already here in the North American Rival Series, but question marks about RBG and upper 90 have really answered the call here. Again, everyone getting involved, and 11 shots coming out for upper 90 definitely shows the offense.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it this morning. If you missed an EU, if you're going to be facing a team and you're allowing 10 shots on net, you can pretty much chalk up a loss in your column. It's going to be very difficult to defend that many shots on target, and especially when you have Shadow, who is just incredible with his accuracy. He seems like a very smart player as well as positioning, rotations. I'm going to be talking about him all game because I'm just impressed with his play that we're seeing so far.
And something else that we talked about earlier on today in the European Rival Series was setting the tone. And that's exactly what upper 90 did here, scoring immediately off the bat. And for RBG, it took them a little bit to respond back. The game was tied for a very long time, but all of a sudden, upper 90 absorbed a lot of pressure, but then immediately responded back, put away 2 more goals, and put away the game. So into game number 2 now, how does RBG respond? They still haven't won a single game in the Rival Series, and give them a break here. It's only their second showing, but they were swept by Plot Twist and so far winless here against upper 90.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say, wait to bring out the panic. It just seems like they start to panic a little too early when they get down.
So how does RBG respond after dropping the first game? We'll find out. Rapid's trying to find this one off the backboard. Rodoko just bullying him. A miss there from Aeon. Rapid's got to get back now. Everyone from upper 90 pushing up the field, but with no boost. That one's slowed down by Rapid. Here's Shadow. Taking away the corner boost. 2 go from RBG. Shadow has an opportunity to maybe stay with the play. Broken up. So less scoring already here, but Rodoko has a chance for a second touch. Off the backboard, no one there to follow up from upper 90, and here comes Aeon and RBG to the other side.
Yeah, they lucked out as well. There was a little bit of a team bump coming down the field, but Aeon was able to regain control of his car and push that ball downfield. And a nice pop-up is going to make Aeon use a lot of boost to get up there and take him out of the equation on this next challenge.
Aeon brings this ball down, tries to go over one, not successful. Here's Shadow. Takes away the corner boost once more. A dangerous opportunity there, but Astro able to deal with it just fine. And still on the ball is Astro, now picking this one up, trying to go over 2, gets the double commit. A chance for RBG to strike, but just no boost and out of position. Aeon was trying to keep possession by putting into the corner and not forcing the shot. Here's Astro, maybe another opportunity. Off the ceiling to the back of the net. RBG up by 1.
And we've been waiting on this one for 4 games now from RBG eSports. Astro making a mark and coming off the ceiling with a great shot on target. But this is all due to the fact of RBG eSports able to just boost starve upper 90.
Astro's a player we saw last season to pull off plays like that and puts his team in the lead here in game 2. RBG pressing on now after the kickoff, trying to build this lead. take back a game in the series. That's a floater to the back post. It's on the goal line. Everyone from Upper 90's panicking. Shadow gets the touch, and it's finally put away by Aeon. RBG up by 2.
And there you go. You cannot let that opportunity slip away. It just barely rings out. Good opportunity, but Aeon comes in and just shoots it where all the defenders aren't. And RBG eSports with a 2-goal lead early on into game number 2.
So Upper 90 lets one slip by. And RBG still off the kickoff. Maybe a second touch off the crossbar. Astro's waiting patiently. He's got 50 boosts in the tank here. What can he do with it? Over one, tries to go under one more. And dunk it into the net, but not able to. Here comes Upper 90. Trying now to respond back. More than enough time for Upper 90 to get back into this game.
Oh, that's dangerous.
But the offense has yet to be seen. Only one shot. This one's just going to go straight into the middle of the goal, and Astro's credited.
Yeah, it was a poor touch there from Rodoko, going right off the side wall, almost at a 90-degree angle. And all Astro has to do is just boom it downfield, look for the dotted lines, and find the middle.
So RBG off to a fantastic start here in the first half. One shot, as mentioned before, from Upper 90 is all they could muster up so far. RBG offense has been suffocating, but again, this game not out of reach for Upper 90. They've got to get things going. Here's an opportunity. Right off the crossbar, comes down, no follow-up.
It just seems like their timing's a little off. So somehow something changed in between games 1 and 2. I think it's the good touch from Astro making Shadow dive for that save. But now Shadow pushing down the field. Democat has to his left and nobody home. All he has to do is roll it in the net. A little over-aggression on the side of RBG.
You can see Shadow sitting behind the ball. That first defender there, fly past your screen from RBG. Thought maybe he would cut it back towards the wall. He doesn't. And Shadow has an open field to play with there at that point. So Upper 90 respond back under the wing of Shadow here. Now only down by 2 with 2 minutes left, and they're starting to get a little bit of a grasp on this game. There's another shot, maybe one more. As Upper 90 can't put that one away. You feel like the accuracy there hurting them. Shadow somehow gets the ankle on this one with some pace. Astro forced to go up.
Good touch from Aeon.
Cleared away by Aeon, and RBG get a great clear, and Rapid almost able to put something together here. A minute and a half left now. Aeon still being a nuisance on the Upper 90 side. This one's going to drop down in front of Astro, and RBG playing this one safe. You can see Aeon rotating all the way back to receive that clear. He knew it was coming. He knew the play was breaking down. But still, Upper 90 just can't put anything together. Can't keep possession and can't get control of this game. Coming up on a minute left.
If you watch their rotations, RBG eSports, very crisp, very clean, not allowing Upper 90 to utilize the cherry picker downfield. You continually see Shadow trying to streak downfield and have a teammate pass it up, and he's not home, and Rapid can't find the double tap. Gonna lead the numbers for Upper 90. There's a flick, and what a save from Aeon.
Yeah, Aeon does make the save there, and Democat getting fancy there with the flick, and that's a great one to throw off the defender and get extra power, but couldn't find the angle. Upper 90 now, 30 seconds left to make some magic happen here. Pass over to Rapid though. RBG trying to put this one away with a second touch. Rapid just barely missing that one. Upper 90 letting these balls come across their net. Here's another opportunity for Democat. Pops it up over his hood and over the last defender of Astro, and Upper 90 give themselves a chance.
He just had too many options available that Astro had to respect. He had a teammate on his left, faked the pass, and then dirty flick over him. Almost said tie ball game, but we're within 15 seconds to go. Upper 90 looking to tie it up.
They do give themselves a chance with that goal. 10 seconds left now for Upper 90. A missed touch there opens up some space. This one's going to come across. Can Democat get the second touch? He can't. Time ticking down now into 0 second time. The shot comes through. Shadow scores with 1 second left, and Upper 90 tie it up.
Upper 90 not going down that easily. What an absolute monster of a shot from Shadow, getting the lucky bounce off the bottom corner of the wall. 1 second to go until we go to overtime.
Can you believe it? Upper 90 come back and force an overtime here in game number 2. RBG losing all the momentum. You felt like they were in control for most of this game. We talked about it earlier on. Upper 90 only had one shot, and all of a sudden they tie it up.
Those are the moments we're here for, Corelli. Those great game-tying goals with the clock winding down, keeping you on the edge of your seat. Thank you very much, Upper 90, for making this a great game.
And don't forget, RBG scores 3 in a row, and Upper 90 responds with three in a row of their own. So who will break the deadlock? 30 seconds into overtime, and RBG might have a chance. Aeon rips one to the corner. Saved away by Rodoko. Rapid trying to make this one tough for the defense. Shadow does well here to not only collect that ball, but go over the oncoming attacker. Aeon, this one's going to go wide of the net. Rapid can't really make much of a play on it and pays the price. Upper 90 has a little bit of space here to break out, but a pitch comes out from Astro. A missed touch, that's a tough one to read after such a hard pitch. The setup there to Astro. RBG, everyone goes. Now this is dangerous for them.
Oh, that's a good clear downfield.
And Upper 90 trying to make it happen. Here's Democat to the back of the net. Upper 90 take game number 2.
Shadow just goes downfield. His teammate finds him, and he just puts it on a platter. Democat puts the exclamation mark on this game. And there it is, Upper 90 with the victory.
And I have to be honest, I'm shocked for RBG to let Upper 90 come back into this game. We said it before, RBG scored 3 straight and then gave up 3 straight. You can see it on your screen, 11 shots from RBG, 10 shots coming out from Upper 90. So it was an even offensive game for both teams in the end. But you go back in the first 2.5 minutes here for RBG, and they were in full control. And then all of a sudden, Upper 90, they score 1, they score 2, and RBG says, uh-oh, they scored 3. We're into overtime. And all of a sudden, the triple commit comes out from RBG. Everybody goes in the rotation, and nobody comes back. Upper 90 take advantage downfield. They're able to put it away an overtime goal. And not only that, but they're on match point.
They are on match point, and like we were talking about in game 1, I think it just comes down to the panic factor. I think RBG just a little bit too much saying, oh no, we have to go. We've got to make a hero moment. Just hold on, just wait. But earlier in the game, when they had that 2-goal advantage, I think they started to turtle up a little too early. You saw Astro all the way back in net, and when the fast break happened, he's just sitting on his feet. You've got to have someone pressuring the ball a little earlier. You've got to be aggressive. You can't just wait on your defense to save you.
And something that we mentioned last week that we just saw in that last play, RBG getting caught up in their offensive corner. It was something that we talked about last week against Plot Twist, where it felt like the play would fizzle out and they just couldn't go anywhere except for the corner. You're seeing it coming back to bite them in game number 2. RBG looking to make amends here in game number 3. They had a comfortable lead in the previous venture, but unable to close it out. Missed opportunity there from Astro as the last defender does miss the touch from Upper 90. Here's Astro once more into the Upper 90 corner. Looking for Rapid. Rapid's got to turn off it. Leaves it for Aeon. A shot. Save. Tough save from Shadow, but he does make it. Aeon gets past 1, tries to pop it up over 2. And Upper 90 back the other way. This one might find the back of the net for Rodoko, and Upper 90 all of a sudden get a goal.
Yeah, good eyes by Rodoko. Seeing Astro in no man's land, just has to put it on target, goes over his head, and no boost in the tank means that goal's going in. And Upper 90 with the early lead in game number 3.
Rodoko doing his fair share of being a part of the offense, and they can strike at any time, Upper 90, and they do so here in the first, well, a little over 30 seconds. So RBG find themselves in the hole once more. Looking similar to game number 1, except for the fact that Upper 90 now up early on. Astro trying to get a second touch off the back wall. He's there, he drops it down, and RBG tie it up.
And that's how you want to do it. Just push downfield when you see an offender going up in the air. Astro just goes off the crossbar and makes Rodoko pay. Tied ball game, RBG eSports doing whatever they can to stay in this series.
Astro being a part of 3 of 6 goals, Aeon part of the other 3 for RBG. And Astro, that's the second one that he's got off of a solo play that Upper 90 has really given RBG space for. and Astro taking advantage once again. Here's Democat over Rapid. Also takes him out of the play with that demolition. Here's Rodoko, upper 90, choosing this time to strike, but it's pinched away. Astro now. Over to Rapid, both in the upper 90 corner. Here's Astro again. Now Shadow in upper 90, looking for a way out, but RBG won't let him do it. A second touch from Aeon, and the shot just goes wide from Rapid. Astro's here to try and clear it up. Aeon waiting for the clear to come through. Rodoko chooses to bring this one down, and Shadow gets upper 90 out.
Yeah, upper 90 lucky on that one because Astro got the boost steal in that back left corner. And here comes Astro with another shot on target, but an easy save for Rodoko.
And again, we're coming up on half the game, and upper 90 only has one shot. And RBG looking at 5 so far. But of course, upper 90 is 1 for 1 on their shot, so they'll take that percentage. That's a shot on target. Democat turns that one away. RBG once more putting on the pressure, but upper 90 gets out. And again, Aeon, that deep rotation back, knowing when that play's going to break down to bail out RBG.
Yeah, I'm getting some vibes of game 2 here. Feels like RBG eSports controlling the entire pitch, but as we know, upper 90 able to strike at any moment. But Astro gonna slow the ball down, get a nice flick over to Aeon. Aeon gonna look for the double tap, and just a little too hard.
Another close call there for RBG. This one's gonna go just over the net. Rodoko does get a touch on it. Rapid picks up some boost here, tries to make a play. Here's Astro. He can beat one, but gets bumped away. The follow-up there from Rapid doesn't connect. Aeon, maybe once more, has the backside, puts it away, and RBG take the lead.
Oh, and what a powerful shot from Aeon, just ringing this in into that upper 90. Just look at him get the defender out of net. He has the whole top available to him, and he doesn't miss. When you fire that many shots on target, they've got 8 so far. They've got to eventually start falling.
2 minutes since the last RBG goal. And they're back into it, but hold on a second. Here comes upper 90, and Rapid comes through and makes a last-second save.
Clutch there, clutch.
Astro looking for Rapid. This one's a dangerous bounce. It's going in. Rodoko's got to make the save. Astro's there. Can he find the target? He can, and RBG extend their lead.
Just good pressure from RBG right now, not giving upper 90 any ability to breathe, and Democat was trying to rotate in, but he got hung up in the corner. I believe it was Aeon just kind of distracting him there. And once again, RBG eSports with a 2-goal lead, minute and a half to go, but we've seen this before, and we know what upper 90 is capable of.
And there have been close calls for upper 90, just haven't been able to convert so far. They have 2 shots to their name now, and RBG still pressing on. More pressure, more shots, more tough saves. A pass out to the midfield. Astro opts to turn off that one, and still gets possession. And maybe a goal here as nobody was home for upper 90. You saw a player fly across your screen, but he was nowhere near the save. Aeon now over to Rapid as he sees that one to the corner.
And Astro with a good job there of the defense on Democat. He knows what he's able to do with those flicks, doesn't give him the opportunity, just takes it away from him.
Shadow playing with fate there on his own goal line. 45 seconds left now for upper 90, and Aeon's just trying to beat Rodoko to his own net. Not gonna happen. Here comes upper 90. The follow-up just wide of the target, and Astro just clears this one away to buy his teammates time. Upper 90 still on the attack. Democat trying to get involved. Shadow now, a dangerous player for upper 90, gets bumped away after beating Aeon. Democat, 19 seconds left now for upper 90. This one's gonna go just off the corner. Almost an own goal there from Aeon. A close call. But RBG will take it with 10 seconds left. Upper 90 just can't convert, and a long clear comes out. Astro is going to try and kill this one into the upper 90 side, and with 1 second left, it's impossible. RBG finally get on the board and get a series win.
Yeah, they almost shot themselves in the foot there. Almost had an own goal with 15 seconds to go, but way to rally the troops, get that ball back downfield, and how about Astro stepping up huge for his team, getting 2 goals in this game. 6 shots on board, 13 as a team. just an incredible offensive showing for them.
And only 3 on the upper 90 side, and no saves coming out from RBG, which is telling. Of course, you don't have a lot of shots coming out from upper 90, but then again, RBG not having to save any is another story. So I think it's pretty obvious what upper 90 need to do. They need to put more pressure on, have a couple more shots, because right now the offense is just not there. RBG has been suffocating on the offensive side, and upper 90 can't break out right now.
Yeah, they need to play offense. You can't win games by solely sitting in your own net, and that's exactly what they're doing. They need to play with a little more sense of urgency. I get they were up by 2 games. They thought they didn't want to just toss that game to the wind, but now RBG Esports has a taste of victory. They have a taste of possible reverse sweep. You got to come out in game 4, and you got to come out hot. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to show that you can put some shots on net.
And saying, you got to play offense is easier said than done, but it is really the principle of what U90 needs here going into this next game, because right now RBG has just been all over them. So we will find out here in game number 4. Does RBG extend the series, or does upper 90 finally show us that offense that we saw in game 2 and put RBG away? Only time will tell here. Rodoko. Upper 90, back on the defensive side. Rapids here, free shot, uncontested. Forced to make a goal line save is upper 90. Here's Aeon now, trying to receive it off the ceiling. Met again. But that RBG offense, it's always there. That shot, just wide. Astro, no boost, can't get to this ball. And the offense fizzles out for RBG.
Yeah, speaking of no boost, Shadow working with nothing there, but great mechanical ability, able to push this ball downfield and finally able to get it into the blue half.
Rodoko finding the back wall. This is a free ball for Shadow. He chooses the backside and he puts it away. RBG frozen on their goal line, and upper 90 take the lead.
And especially with the shot placement here, Shadow decides to go low and hard on the ground, and Astro with the feels backflip. It happens, you hate to see it, but when your backs are against the wall, you need to play perfect Rocket League.
An early goal comes out for upper 90, and it's exactly what they needed here in game number 4. Rodoko flubs the touch there, and it's given away. Shadow goes by 1, but it's straight out to Rapid, looking for a second touch. He's still there. He still follows it up, and he ties up the game for RBG.
Oh my goodness, how much airtime does this boy have? He goes up, just waits, and Democat helps him out. Rapid just has to hammer that one home. And once again, tie ball game between these two teams, just battling back and forth. Upper 90 looking a little more crisp in this one, though.
And Astro trying to get the quick kickoff goal. Rodoko there to turn it away. Shadow. He's been hot and he's been cold for upper 90. See what he can do in this game. This ball floating top of the box there for RBG, and upper 90 not really reacting to it. Astro finds the back wall. The follow-up's there, but a big save comes out from Shadow. Still pressing on his RBG.
And there's that play we were talking about. Shadow pushing forward, looking for that cherry pick downfield. I think RBG's starting to realize that, though, that they only have 2 on defense because Shadow's being so aggressive, pushing out to midfield, looking for those passes.
And it really does feel like that. Upper 90 leaving a lot of space for RBG. We've mentioned it a few times now. A demo comes out on Aeon, so 2 back for RBG. Here's 2 for upper 90. Shadow tries to go up over 1. Rodoko's forced to go back to his own side. Doesn't pick up the boost. And does so there. But Astro's still on the ball. Gets bumped into his own flick. Just throws it across the field. So unfortunate. Democat now for upper 90 trying to make things happen, but he's just got no support from his teammate. Here comes Astro. He's dangerous on the solo plays. But Rodoko reads that one nicely.
Yeah, good defense from upper 90 there, and good midfield control so far from RBG Esports still.
6 shots for RBG to upper 90s 2 halfway through this game. Astro past 1. Aeon's there. Shot right at Shadow.
Yeah.
The follow-up again. RBG that close to scoring, but the defense stands tall for upper 90. This one's going to kick out to the top of the box. Someone's there to put it away. It's Rodoko who drops it down, and RBG give up the second goal.
Oh my goodness, just look at the pressure downfield from Democat, causing chaos in the blue net, bumps Aeon away, and Astro can't do much there. If he hits that ball, he hits it into the opposite side of the net. Upper 90 take the lead, but RBG eSports, no need to panic just yet. Let's see them continue to play good Rocket League.
2 minutes left. Shadow trying to stay on the ball, gives it up. And into the upper 90 corner it goes. Astro trying to respond back after giving up that goal. Aeon now bouncing off the back wall. Rodoko misses the read. Rapid now has some space, finds the back wall once more. Astro's up, but he can't put it on target. All of upper 90 were in front of their net there. Nobody was there to contest any play. But still, upper 90 able to get out.
Oh, that's a dangerous touch, and you got 2 members from RBG up, but thankfully get the pinch to put it down into the corner. But, oh, a miss from Shadow on the clear, gonna open things up, and Rodoko just putting that on target, hoping and praying that can find its way to the net.
Rapid does well to turn that one away. Astro now. The long clear goes straight to Rodoko, tries to follow it up, but Aeon's there. Democat, tries to get the pinch, but does follow it up nicely. This one's going to kick out dangerously, but nobody from upper 90 read it. With less than a minute left, RBG finding themselves more and more on defense. Rapid forced to make the touch.
Oh, that's nice.
Aeon bails out RBG. This is dangerous. This goes just off the top of the net. Astro's there to finish it off, and we got ourselves a tie game.
Yeah, and I love the fact that RBG didn't panic whatsoever. They kept playing, kept sticking with their game plan, and waited for the mistake to come out, and Astro makes them pay.
A tie game in game 4. 45 seconds left. Last time we had an overtime, upper 90 were the victors. In game number 2, it took a minute and 16 seconds. RBG trying not to go to overtime. Gets everyone to commit on upper 90. Here's Aeon, a free touch off the back wall. Rapid's there. Can he put it off the crossbar? He does. He can't find the target. The follow-up's there. Turned away by Shadow. RBG still on the attack and finally cleared out by Democat.
Shadow still sitting in net with 0 boost. He has nothing and gets an absolute beautiful 50-50 down the field. And Rapid there for the clutch save.
A big clear comes out for Rapid. He had no boost. He knows that one's not going in, but RBG on offense might have the last say. Aeon's up, gets the touch. No, he doesn't actually get it. Both players miss on both sides, and Rapid can't keep that one up. We got ourselves overtime in game 4.
Ooh, baby, this is a fun series, keeping you excited throughout the entirety of it.
Upper 90 find themselves on defense off the kickoff. A big pitch comes out to help them bail out, and on to offense they go. Shadow, can he put the series away? No, he can't get the touch. Still dangerous for upper 90 as this one's cleared into the RBG corner. Rodoko clears this one across, nobody there from upper 90. And Rapid gets them out. So things calm down now for RBG.
Yeah, Astro has no boost either.
Oh, what a touch.
That was a great touch on target, but Aeon trying to give him a little breathing room, no one home, but Rodoko can't look at the net, can't find his target, and RBG get away with one there.
Still on defense as RBG. U90 having a big extended stay here on offense. This one put into the U90 corner, a big miss comes out. Rapid, can he put it by just wide of the net? A follow-up's there, and it's finally put it away. We got ourselves a game 5.
Oh baby, RBG eSports climbing their way back into this match. What a great pass from Rapid, and then Aeon screams that one into the upper left 90. Every single member of RBG eSports showing up in this game when they were needed most.
Wow, RBG.
Look at the shots from upper 90. 4. RBG eSports just aren't allowing any type of offense at all.
15 shots coming out from RBG. If you want to talk about offense, RBG's doing it for both teams right now. And look at the saves counter as well for upper 99 coming out here, and it still wasn't enough. Still giving up the game-winning goal in overtime, and now for RBG, they've clawed their way back into this series, and they go into Game 5 with the momentum after the win in Game 4.
Yeah, I want to see upper 90 change it up a little bit. RBG eSports has figured out that someone's pushing forward. They're going to be down a man. If we can continue the pressure, if we can tighten up our offense and just keep putting shot after shot, they're not going to be able to break out of their zone, and we're seeing exactly that.
And I think what hurts the most here for upper 90 is that they did have a lot of opportunity on the RBG side. It just never came through. A couple tough saves or a lot of free balls that Upper 90 really didn't capitalize on. They just weren't there, whether they didn't have the boost or they were out of position. RBG did give them the space to make plays happen, to create something. Upper 90 just couldn't be there to convert. So we go to Game 5 and we look for Upper 90 to start converting on those chances. We look at RBG, can you get a lead and hold on to it? So a lot of questions come out from both these teams, and it goes back to our predictions. A lot of questions.
A lot of questions, and you said hold on, so I'm going to do that. I'm holding on to the edge of my seat. Game 5 between two powerhouses in North America.
What a way to wind down the North American Rival Series for this week in RBG. Trying to end it on a high note. Demo comes out on Demo Cat. Aeon has a shot, free on target, nobody's there. RBG up by 1.
Keep your eye on Shadow on defense. He tries to just sit and wait, and Astro says, nah, go in timeout, sit in the corner, and Aeon makes him pay.
The Demo comes out in a couple bumps to help out RBG. And that's exactly what you need in a Game 5 situation. This win is crucial for RBG as they have the majority of their games still left to play. So into the lead, RBG go in the first 15 seconds. Upper 90 might have something to say. Rodoko, last man back. Got all of RBG chasing after him. Does well to beat 1, but it's straight over to Astro. Now Aeon trying to make the play across, beats 1. Rapids on the far side, can he drop it down? No, here comes Astro, the shot, it's weak, and Upper 90 cleared away.
Smart put downfield from Shadow, seeing Aeon was the only one back, tries to get it over his head, but just couldn't quite get the power on that. Demo Cat gets faked out by Astro. Good passing play, and he puts it up. Rapid puts it in, and a 2-0 lead for RBG eSports.
This is a great play coming out from RBG. Astro beats the first defender, gets a nice bounce back into him, sets up his teammate for success, beats the last defender, and RBG put together a wonderful goal for a 2-goal lead.
This feels like a brand new team than the one we saw that played against Plot Twist. They are firing on all cylinders.
So a 2-goal lead opens up for RBG. Upper 90 still really haven't had much to say. 0 shots on the board. Still only a minute or so in. There's a shot. It's the first one for Upper 90, and it goes in for them.
I love the passing plays that they put on the board. Shadow sees Rodoko streaking across the box, and Rodoko says, Rapid, you have no chance at saving this. Upper 90 making a ball game out of Game 5.
So 100% shooting for Upper 90. It's exactly what you want to see. If you're not going to take a lot of shots, you better finish them when you have them. Still, Game 5 is young for both these teams. And a story yet to be written here. Aeon trying to put himself in front. This one's going to bounce down dangerously here for Astro. Rapids high flying, but a weak touch. Didn't really read that one perfectly. Aeon's forced to make the save back into his own corner. Follow up there from Rodoko. Astro trying to land on top of this one and win the challenge. Not able to do so. Four clear comes out for Rapid. 2 go from Upper 90, but it doesn't matter because it goes in for Shadow and they tie it up just like that.
Yeah, this hit by Rapid just wasn't the greatest for his team. Makes him turn around, get twisted up, mess up the rotations and the positioning, and Shadow fires that one on target. Good shot placement from him, but you gotta question the double commit. Could come back later on to bite him.
Well, it was a double commit from Upper 90, but really what set up that play was the errant touch there from Rapid, who just lost control. So given away is the lead by RBG, and Upper 90 finding more and more confidence, more and more space on offense. There's a shot rings out there from Shadow. Rapid doing a good job of not only making the save, but then transitioning onto offense. Tries to beat one defender, comes straight out to Aeon. Halfway through this game, RBG haven't really shown much offense that we've seen in the previous games.
Yeah, they only have 4 compared to their 47 from last game.
I think that's a rough estimate.
Very rough.
But for RBG, does stand true that they have taken quite a bit of shots here against Upper 90 throughout this series. Upper 90 definitely making some adjustments here. Another touch comes out from Rapid, but he's able to follow this one up from his own box. Upper 90 finding themselves on defense once more. This ball popped up. RBG trying to make the play on it. Rapid from the corner, drops it down off the ceiling, but no one's there to receive it from RBG. And Upper 90 able to carry this one out. Democat throws away to Aeon. Aeon's out of boost though. Here's Rapid to his own corner. Play slowing down here, but Rodoko trying to take things into his own hands. That was actually 2 going for Upper 90, so it's just Shadow back. He should be able to deal with this one. Gives it straight away, though, to the RBG offense, who have just been swallowing up the clears from Upper 90 throughout this series. It's what's led to so much of their attacking.
Yeah, and how about Astro coming into the series with no goals on the season, but let's talk about Aeon right now because he gives RBG the lead with a minute to go.
And a shot comes out from Aeon that is just a free ball just in front of the box between the halfway mark, and nobody there to really challenge from Upper 90, so question marks about the rotation coming out. It's a finely placed shot, but you gotta feel like someone from Upper 90 should have been there to contest, giving away their possible chances of taking down this series. And with a minute left, Upper 90 has got to get one.
Oof. Rodoko coming in for the last-ditch effort save. Less than a minute to go for Upper 90 to try and start some type of offense. But if you're on RBG, all you need to do is hit the ball high, hit the ball far, and just wind the clock down.
Well, here's a chance now for Rodoko. Just lobbed across the box. Nobody from Upper 90 was there. That or they just weren't expecting it. Democat reads that one perfectly. But this one goes off the back wall. RBG trying to put this series away. Unable to find the target. Here's Rapid full boost into this one as he goes towards the net. Read out by Democat. 15 seconds left now for Upper 90. Here's Shadow to his own corner. Met by Astro. RBG not letting Upper 90 out. Democat, not the best clear. Shadow, it's up to him. Can he carry this one? He does have the boost to do so. He pops it up, looking for help from his teammates. Shut down by Rapid and RBG, taken in 5 games.
And it's perfect time for spring cleaning. Might as well pull out the reverse sweep. RBG eSports get their first win of the season and put themselves at 1-1.
RBG, finally, after trials and tribulations here in this game, do take down Upper 90, and you look back at this series and you feel like Upper 90 did have the upper hand earlier on, but then things slowly shifted. RBG kind of woke up. They started to play better, especially on the offensive side, and they fixed a lot of the problems that we asked about them last time we saw them against Plot Twist. They've created dangerous chances, and it led to a lot more goals, and it definitely led to a lot more shots.
Yeah, and I think their ability to change their play style on the fly worked to their advantage here. They saw what Upper 90 was doing. They tweaked it a little bit and came out on top. And I brought up Astro when Aeon got the game-winning goal, essentially, but Astro, 0 goals coming into this game, scored 5 in this series, and then a number of assists as well, just stepped up massively for his team.
Aeon and Astro had one heck of a series, but this one's over for us here. RBG taking it over Upper 90, but we got one more series for the North American Rival Series. It's the Peeps taking on Afterthought. Lots of implications here. Stay with us. You don't want to miss it.
Got wandering eyes that I seem to follow. Can only stay still for some time. I've never aligned with the feeling of walking through these streets like they're mine. Trying to find a way to new beginnings, somewhere in a different life. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering I could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering
I could be the one you're missing.
Here at the North America Rival Series, we are no stranger to the idea of a Game 5 nail-biter finish, and that's exactly what we got in RBG eSports. Coming out ahead in a situation where I thought they were actually going to lose. Game 2, 4 unanswered goals, stealing it in overtime. I was like, okay, the shock factor is real, but there were two sides of this team. What do you think changed going into games 3 and 4?
Well, I think we said it before the break, was it felt like RBG really woke up late into this series, obviously after dropping the first 2 games. And then they slowly started to suffocate the offense from upper 90. We saw way less shots, and then obviously this explosion of offense from RBG. So I think those 2 factors definitely led to the comeback in this series.
Yeah, and for me, I just got to say, they did a great job of realizing they had one defender constantly going out past the midfield line, seeing that and just pushing up the pressure so they couldn't break out of their zone. It's hard to play 2v3 Rocket League.
Adaptation on the fly is definitely a quality you want to have in the rival series. On the other side of that, though, upper 90 now find themselves in a very tough position. With 4 losses, they're going to have to really dig deep if they want to try to take a run towards the back end of the season. But we have one more match ahead. It's going to be Afterthought. We saw them struggle earlier on. The Peeps look solid. Afterthought, this is a huge challenge for them. This is the second of 3 matches this week.
Yeah, Peeps sitting at an even record right now, and They already have their first game. So did Afterthought, by the way. So the Peeps, I think they got to treat this game like any other game. They already took down Plot Twist, has been shaping up to be a very strong team here in the North American Rival Series. And if they can take down them, I have some confidence that they could take down Afterthought. But for the Peeps, they've really got to step up. The last time that we saw them last week, and there were some big inaccuracies that were really plaguing them.
Yeah, definitely were. But today we saw Afterthought play, and they looked like they were asleep all over the field. Tyler, the offensive guru that he is, was unable to find the net, was unable to find his teammates, just looked very slow and methodical on the field. They've got to wake up big time if they want to be able to take down the Peeps.
Momentum is definitely going to be something of a challenge for Afterthought. The Peeps, we earlier said, Stack said, like, this is the version of the Peeps that we had hoped to see. So I think they might be able to continue that momentum. Afterthought, they're going to have to dig deep to try to turn it around. Predictions, though. Do you think Afterthought has what it takes, or will the Peeps run the day here?
I'm going to go out and already say I apologize to the Peeps, but I am picking them. I will curse them in this series, as I always do. But I agree with Stacks. They looked good earlier today. Afterthought coming off of a loss here from the Pittsburgh Embers, a team that we feel like Afterthought probably shouldn't have lost to. But for Peeps now, they come off of a win of Plot Twist, so kind of tale of two tapes here of big wins over Plot Twist. I think that Peeps are able to take down Afterthought.
Yeah, and if you know me, I hate agreeing with Stacks, but I think he's right here. The Peeps looked phenomenal today. It's going to be hard to pick against them, so I too have to pick them. But Afterthought does have potential to take this match for sure.
I'm going to go with the Peeps also. I feel like they're in just a prime position to take a serious run towards the top end of the bracket. Taking out Plot Twist, they have to have a ton of confidence. If they do have a strong showing here, and Afterthought does manage to lose out on their third match, they will be in a great spot. I think they'll go in with a lot of momentum. But let's find out. The last match of North America is going to be the Peeps. Taking on Afterthought. Let's get into it. No further ado. Take it away.
One more match for the North American Rival Series, and Peeps and Afterthought going to be battling it out here. And a full sweep of the desk here for the Peeps. Afterthought not giving too much confidence to the fans at home after dropping a series to Pittsburgh Embers. And, I feel like confidence is a little bit low now coming into this series for Afterthought.
You would think so, but hopefully it isn't. Hopefully they can put that loss behind them and realize this is a brand new match, brand new series ahead of them, and they have to focus on this one, because if they get another loss, you can pretty much count them out of top four 100%.
Yeah, it is scary. Again, 3 losses is kind of a death sentence, unless for whatever reason the European Rival Series right now, it might not be with the way it's shaping up, but this is not Europe, this is North America. We're going to jump right into it. The Peeps and Afterthought have a chance for Afterthought to redeem themselves. Peeps trying to get themselves a win streak right now. And into the kickoff. Arsenal beats 2. Reynolds on the dribble. He's got 1 to beat. Up and over. Gets the demo. Puts it away. And the Peeps start off in the first 10 seconds.
Oh, baby. These are some of my favorite plays to watch, when the offender carries the ball through the air and then puts his sights on the defender, takes him out of the picture, and Reynolds giving his team the early lead.
And it's a very popular ones play that we saw there from Reynolds, to pop it up and then go for the last defender when you know he's the only man back. Take him out of the equation and let that ball fly through. So an early lead opens up for the Peeps. Afterthought, how do they respond? Tyler over to Hato. It is actually Ty who follows that one up. Shock now, who has been an excellent midfielder for Afterthought. Done a great job of keeping composure for his team. Here's Reynolds, though, the goal scorer here. Now Gyro. Across. He's got one. It's Reynolds. Drops it down off the crossbar. Still looking for a follow-up. Arsenal's way back. And slows down the counterattack from Afterthought.
Yeah, and I love seeing the shots we're seeing from Reynolds right now. He was one of my players to watch this week. It's going to be him and Hato. I want to see who steps up for their team, because whoever triumphs is going to bring their team to victory.
Afterthought has some time here on the Peeps side, but 2 go. Reynolds trying to go onto the counterattack. It's Gyro. Now Arsenal has a free shot. Can he put it away? He can, and the Peeps take a 2-goal lead.
And a good heads-up play here from Arsenal, seeing that it was a wide open net. Just has to put it close post, and great accuracy from him, not allowing Hato to swoop in and get the save.
Peeps looking good here in game number 1. Afterthought have yet to slow them down. The passing plays are there. And for the Peeps, everything's clicking. But it's a long series. And we're not even halfway through game 1. Hato trying to get in front of Reynolds there. Lost control of the ball, so he tries to take out a player. Here's Shock now. This one pinches out. Hato, a shot straight down on top of Arsenal. Another shot comes through. Arsenal once again turns that one away, and Peeps get out.
Yeah, great clear down the field, putting that where no one is and putting them in a position where they can't immediately put the ball back into the blue half. But Reynolds unable to do much with this ball other than challenge it in swoops Ty, taking out a defender on his way.
The Peeps, 2v1 situation, but shut down by Hato. Shot comes through. Reynolds can't make the save, and Tyler squeaks one by. Afterthought on the board.
And a good angle from Tyler here. He sees the far post wide open. Gyro going a little too soon on that challenge, leaving Reynolds in a bad spot. And Afterthought gets their first goal of the series.
And they start the clock early here. Just under a minute since the last one was scored. From the Peeps, Arsenal gets his flip back, tries to go over one, throws off Gyro, who lands on Tyler.
What is happening?
An interesting play develops there. Afterthought just throw it away to the Peeps to try and get their bearings once more. Reynolds tried to fake one, but nobody bought what he was selling there. Arsenal now gets the bump. The follow-up came through, but didn't connect. He pops it over everyone, though. Arsenal, now Reynolds, can he put it away? He can, and an interesting goal comes out from the Peeps, but they'll take it.
I have no idea what's happening right now. It's just absolute chaos on the field, but in comes Reynolds to put another goal on the board for his team, and his second of the game.
Some may say the technical term for that goal was a fiesta, and the Peeps will absolutely take it. Afterthought left in disarray. Here's Gyro coming out of his own corner, and for the Peeps, while that last goal wasn't pretty, they have looked good halfway through this game. Arsenal getting the second touch, bumped, picked up the boost. And Reynolds, been a key pickup for the Peeps, wondering how they were going to replace Pirates coming into this season, and so far he's performed. Gyro can't find the net there, as it was shot just in front of Hato. Arsenal, another shot comes out from him. Shock has to throw it downfield. Gyro winding up. The Peeps, an onslaught. This one actually just pitches towards the net. Another strange goal comes out from the Peeps, but again, they'll take it, and Gyro puts it away.
I really think Afterthought just have their eyes set on the boost a little too much. Good challenge there from Gyro, and makes Tyler pay.
Well, it came off one of the defenders there from Afterthought. The clear you thought was going to come through, but it bounces off a teammate for Afterthought, and it just sets up Gyro in front of the net. So the Peeps given their fourth goal. Hato might beat out Gyro here, so again, Afterthought not out of this game, but they got their work cut out.
Don't get too comfortable if you're on the Peeps. Don't try and get too fancy and make highlight reel plays, because Afterthought has the ability to easily score 2 goals in a minute and a half.
They absolutely do. We'll see how the Peeps respond, if they can keep building on this lead, or does Afterthought make a comeback? Here's Reynolds in front of his own net. Gyro's there. Another free ball comes through. Afterthought just can't get a hold of it. The Peeps score their 5th.
Yeah, the Peeps are making Afterthought pay for the slow rotations coming in. The weak side defender not going up constantly seems to be the issue, and 5 goals for the side of the Peeps. They're just having a heyday right now. Every single team member on the board for a goal and an assist.
10 shots for the Peeps so far, and we still have a minute and a half left. Reynolds, lots of space here to work with, picks up full boost. He's got one to beat, doesn't get the touch. His teammate's there to bail him out. Another shot comes through, and another one falls for Reynolds. Peeps now have 6.
They're just seeing if they can get the high score. Just an absolute shootout right now. Good turn on the ball from Reynolds, and puts a nice hard shot on target.
So the Peeps looking to dominate Afterthought here in game number 1. Things have definitely fallen apart on the account of Peeps' stellar play and some defensive blunders from Afterthought, both combining to give up 6 goals for Afterthought. Arsenal, the long clear out. Reynolds is there. Everyone racing back from Afterthought to catch up to the play. And another clear comes out from Hato. Shock now to receive it. And with 40 seconds left, Subi, you feel like Afterthought really can't make the comeback. They do get their third goal, but it does feel like the Peeps are in full control.
You know what? After this game, I don't know. Maybe they can't come back. We've seen 9 goals so far in Rocket League. A ton of shots as well. But yeah, Afterthought, they needed that goal because if they got scored on again, it was going to be so demoralizing and it would have carried into game 2. Hard to shake those huge losses like that.
Well, Afterthought does give themselves a little bit of life here, but they're going to need some goals quickly, and it doesn't help when you give up another one. Arsenal just puts it past everyone. Some disrupting play here from Gyro to come across and get in the front of Jacques. He does get the bump, but at the end of the day, it really didn't matter. Peeps now have 7 to their name, and Afterthought have just struggled throughout game number 1.
7 goals on 13 shots. Great shooting accuracy from them. And another one. Jeez, this is just crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this amount of shots from both sides of the field and such a far scoreline, such a far apart scoreline.
10 seconds left. Peeps looking to carry this momentum into game number 2, and Afterthought definitely has some thinking to do. That one goes just wide, and the Peeps will take game number 1 in dominating fashion, to say the least. And that might be an understatement at this point. Completely smother Afterthought. Quite a bit of goals, a lot of goals coming out from the Peeps. Quite a bit of shots, 14 in the name of the Peeps. And on the other side, 9 from Afterthought, so they did have chances, but again, didn't fall for them. 6 or 7 saves coming out from Afterthought as well, so forced to be on the defensive end. And again, Peeps just, there's not much to say other than just complete control from them. And of course, there have been some defensive blunders coming out from Afterthought that definitely led to 2 or 3 of these goals.
Yeah, and it just felt like no matter where the ball was on the field, the Peeps were there. Whether it was in the defensive half of Afterthought, it was the defensive half of the Peeps. Regardless of where the ball was, someone on the Peeps was challenging it, and it just felt like Afterthought's third man was so slow to rotate in, it just left the net constantly open.
And I feel like Reddles had a stellar game here. He had 3 goals, 8 shots coming out from him, and he did get a couple of the first goals in the beginning. So for Peeps, you love to see your new player perform, especially against a big opponent in Afterthought, and you feel like you can carry this momentum. We talk about mental from the Peeps earlier on, not only in last season, but then coming into this season. How do they perform when they're under pressure? How do they perform when pressure's on? And so far, so good here. So the Peeps take game number 1. We'll roll into game number 2. Afterthought think they might have some solutions here coming into game 2.
And then now it's time to see the mental fortitude of Afterthought. They just got stomped in game number 1. They have to put it in the back of their brain, come out in game 2 and try and get that win.
Here's Ty Tyler. This game starts 0-0 for Afterthought. Hado can't make the touch. This one, Tyler's got to make the save. It's going towards his net. He goes off the crossbar, but everyone from the Peeps are there, and he can't get the touch. Reddles once again gets the first goal of the game.
And the Peeps once again catch the third man from Afterthought out of position and constantly are abusing him back there. Good placement from the defender, but unfortunately, no one home for Afterthought.
Straight back to business for the Peeps. And Afterthought giving away what would someone consider a pretty weak goal there. Just caught out on defense. But Hado, maybe an opportunity here. Straight at Arsenal, easy to turn away. Afterthought trying to put together some sort of offense. Here's Hado, does get one touch and takes away the boost. Maybe an opportunity developing. Tyler, not a lot to work with here, but he does find Shock. He drops it down thinking his teammate was there.
Yeah.
It goes right past Tyler. Can Hado get back? He cannot, and Gyro gets the second goal.
And how about the smart play here from Gyro? He sees no one at home for Afterthought, sends that ball straight on target all the way downfield. I love that he goes to the point of contact, doesn't allow Afterthought any chance at continuing that offensive push, and brings the Peeps to a 2-0 lead.
Things are starting to fall apart for Afterthought. Another goal you feel like they shouldn't have given up. Arsenal does get his flip back, almost over Shock. Reddles now gets a second touch to pop this one up and give himself a chance, takes the shot. Did have teammates in the box waiting. Dangerous clear across. The shot does come through from Shock, and it was a tough one. Hit with pace. Afterthought does have an extended stay here on the Peeps side, getting a couple more touches, and maybe possibly setting up something else.
Yeah, the Peeps are just faster to the ball right now. It seems like every loose ball in the midfield is won by the Peeps, and it sends one member from Afterthought out of the picture. And the Peeps just looking at a 2v3, but here comes Hado, can't find the double tap as Reynolds sends that one to the side.
Arsenal clears it straight to Shock. Tyler can't get the follow-up. Hado goes. Met by a wall of Peeps there. Here's Arsenal, popping this one up into the corner. Shock trying to find someone across, but Reynolds had that one read all the way through.
Yeah, it was just too weak to be a pass, not far enough to the top of the box. Peeps are going to see that every single time and continue to push it down into the orange half.
2 go from Afterthought here, and Arsenal with no boost. Can't really make a play. Does take the corner from Afterthought. Here's Tyler, met by Reynolds. Gyro takes this one by himself, gets his flip back, over one, looking for the follow-up. It's there, it's Arsenal, and the Peeps take a 3-goal lead.
And good patience here from Arsenal. Gyro goes up, continues his momentum through the ball, gets the flip reset, makes Shock jump. All Arsenal has to do is put the ball in net, and the Peeps once again dominating in game number 2.
Peeps looking to steamroll Afterthought. Just past the halfway point, this ball just floating towards the net. And Gyro, if he had just waited a second more, might have had a free goal there. The clear was not very good. Here's Arsenal to receive this one off the ceiling, but just can't find the touch. Hado, the long clear. This one is on target, force Reynolds to make the clear out of his corner. Another shot, dangerous. Can they get back to it? It goes just wide of the net. Afterthought, their attack is slowed down with that demolition on Shock.
Yeah, great demo and a great shot, and Gyro with the follow-up. The Peeps are on fire.
Great play here coming out from the Peeps. Gyro throws it downfield to find Reynolds, and nobody from Afterthought reacting fast enough. Gyro receives the pass back and puts it away. Peeps up by 4.
And how about that demo in the defensive end from Reynolds to give them some breathing room, continue downfield, and the ability from Gyro to see him and pass that ball forward.
Gyro and the Peeps looking to add more. They're looking to run up the score. They're looking to run out Afterthought.
Just demoralize them.
Reynolds with no boost, just tries to get a fake on Hado. Forces Hado to clear it all the way across. It's unreadable there for Afterthought. They just can't put anything on target, but maybe a shot coming out from Hado. Tough save comes out from Gyro. He was a brick wall last week. Here's Reynolds now. And the Peeps looking to slow things down.
And Afterthought not without their chances in game number 2. 9 shots, and not one has found its mark.
Peeps happy to keep the game slow here. And Arsenal does get past one. Coming up on a minute left. Peeps comfortable. This ball just bouncing to the right of the goal, and Tyler coughs it up. Here's Gyro looking for Arsenal on the far side, but Arsenal lets this one go up the wall. Now off the ceiling. He's going to try and come back down onto it, but the shot from Reynolds comes through. So the Peeps feeling good about themselves right now. Long clear once again, coming up now on 30 seconds, and Afterthought are showing no signs of an offense. The Peeps comfortable in their own end, but maybe not too comfortable here, as that's a bad touch from Gyro. But Afterthought stop in front of the net. Can they knock it away? No, turned away by Reynolds. The follow-up there from Tyler bumped away once more, and Hado can't get the touch. Gyro gets in the way, and time is just ticking down. Almost impossible to score 4 goals in this time. Less than 10 seconds left. And while Afterthought does have an extended stay here on offense, there's just nothing they can do. The Peeps have looked too good in the first 2 games, and Afterthought are shut out in game number 2.
Oh, but Gyro's not done. He's looking to get another assist to his name, but Reynolds just a little too high on the shot. But you said it, Corelli. The Peeps coming out in dominant fashion, get themselves the 2-0 series lead. But if you were watching last series, you know that the reverse sweep can come out at any time.
Well, it absolutely can, and 11 shots to 11 shots here does show that Afterthought are getting some sort of chance, whatever it may be. Those shots really don't show how good of shots they were, but when you have 11 of them, you feel like 1 or 2 could have found the back of the net. For Afterthought, They throw up a goose egg in the scoreline. So at this point now, the Peeps comfortable in the first 2 games. It was domination in the first one, a shutout in the second one. Afterthought really haven't shown up so far. And for the Peeps now, they're just looking to close it out in game 3.
Yeah, don't get comfortable, don't get complacent, play the exact same way. We saw what happened last series, but the Peeps are doing a great job in the defensive end. They are meeting the ball at the point of contact. They're taking great angles as well whenever they hit the ball, whenever they challenge the ball to take away every single shot opportunity that's put on the board from Afterthought. The defense is what's key right now from the Peeps. They're just putting so much pressure on.
You know, and the way this series is shaping up, it is important for Afterthought. Maybe they're not in top 2 contention at this point, but they do want to shoot for that top 4 and not have to go through the play-ins once again. So a win over the Peeps is valuable for Afterthought here. But the Peeps, they're looking to go for that top 2 spot. A win over here would set them at 3-2.
And if you remember last season, they were so close to getting top 2. So close, and they don't want to be put in that position again. They want to make top 2 with an impact.
They think this roster can do it, and so far, we said it earlier, Reynolds definitely performing this season. Here he is with the ball, an opportunity to make his mark once more. Make some defenders jump. Arsenal trying to get the second touch, can't get down to it. Everyone got out for the Peeps, but Reynolds still not giving up on the play. Being a nuisance on offense, Afterthought forced to respect it, and Shock gets the clear.
Yeah, but they're just so quick rotating back to defense. They don't allow those big clears to go downfield, and
not
no
again.
one home. Reynolds, such a smart player, sees it all day long.
And again, the last man getting beat here from Afterthought. It's just thrown downfield from Reynolds. He recognizes it, and for all 3 games, Reynolds has been the first one to score.
An absolute crucial key component of this team. Seems like a great sub so far from Pirates last season, and a good pass from Arsenal, finding Reynolds in mid-air. How about that, Peeps?
The Peeps looking to style on the Afterthought team here. Arsenal, great pass to beat the first defender over to Reynolds, who just seems to be in the right place at the right time every single time for the Peeps. And a 2-goal lead opens up for the first 40 seconds.
They make it look easy. They're getting comfortable in this match. They are feeling their groove and not allowing Afterthought any room to breathe. Oh, Gyro doing it to him, gets the flip reset, increases the lead to 3.
My goodness, the Peeps are just looking so good, and it's Gyro over the last 2 defenders. You can't make this up. The Peeps, nothing will stop them at this point. Everything is working. A 3-goal lead in the first 50 seconds.
But if you're Afterthought, you cannot give up right now. If the Peeps can do it in just a minute, you absolutely can as well. It's time to wake up. It's time to bring the noise.
Arsenal still setting up his teammates. Reynolds still there to put the shots on. Just past a minute. Afterthought do have time. It's the only benefit, but again, everyone's beat here. Reynolds in a 1v1 situation over Shock. Can he carry it up and over? Shock does make the save. The follow-up from Arsenal. The demo comes out on Gyro, so Afterthought might have some space if they can find the clear. And it's thrown to the midfield. Gyro's back.
That demo actually helped the Peeps out. Gyro was able to go back on defense, keeps Reynolds and Arsenal up on offense and pushes in, puts that ball back in the orange half, and Arsenal just puts the ball back to Reynolds. Their passing is incredible right now.
Peeps looking on form here. Whether it's the combination plays between each other or the solo plays, Afterthought just have had no answer here against the Peeps. Not Tyler off the back wall, looking for a follow-up. Shock's there, but Gyro makes the save. Nothing goes past the Peeps, and now Afterthought still scoreless.
The Peeps can do no wrong right now. Just incredible play, and Reynolds coming in, increasing the score line to 4. This game's getting out of hand.
A hat trick now for Reynolds, and things are just working for the Peeps. Everything they do is working for the Peeps, and Afterthought just can't do anything about it.
The rookie stepping up huge in this series when he's needed most. So important for the Peeps. They didn't want to look at 3 losses in that column. Looking to increase to 3-2, and Arsenal just misses that upper 90.
So we're halfway in game 3, and the Peeps just have looked dominant. Afterthought can do nothing about it, and it's funny because we look at the game right now, and Afterthought do have pressure. They do have shots. They've got 4, but they can't find the target. They can't find their mark. It's Shock now in a 1v1 situation, but this one's going wide of the net. So another spoiled opportunity, and here comes the Peeps. It's shut down by Tyler.
Yeah, but look at Arsenal. He's already in the air. He reads that perfectly, beats every single player from Afterthought to the ball consistently.
In a game 3 domination, we're already at 4-0. We saw it last game. The Peeps took down Afterthought 4-0. And everyone getting involved here. Can they get the follow-up? Reynolds is coming through. They're cleared out by Shock. Afterthought do have time to work with, but they've got to score now as it's turned away by Arsenal.
Oh, nice fake out. And another nice fake out. The mind games from the Peeps.
So the Peeps playing with their food at this point. And Reynolds didn't have any boost, so he was kind of forced into that play. Shock now, trying to get a second touch. He does get it, but there's just no one there from Afterthought. Arsenal able to clear that one out and downfield. 1:15 left, and things are looking bleak for Afterthought.
Oh, and Arsenal puts another shot on target. Tyler with a last-ditch effort save. 1 minute to go, and I think you can credit the Peeps with a victory here. Sweeping Afterthought, putting a mark on the rival series, saying, hey, top 4 is still up for grabs, top 2 is still up for grabs, and we want it.
And you look at the fate of Afterthought, and it does not look good, especially after a performance like this. 45 seconds left, it's all but over here. The Peeps have just looked so strong, looking to not only take this one at a sweep, but also shut Afterthought out in the last 2 games. Tyler, 30 seconds left. It really would take a miracle at this point for Afterthought to make the comeback. Reynolds does get bullied a little bit, but still makes the save. 20 seconds left now. Peeps just looking to add to their scoreline at this point.
Ooh.
Gyro goes for the flick over everyone into the power slide. So a little bit of style coming out with 10 seconds left. It's all but just a formality at this point. The Peeps take down Afterthought in dominating fashion, and the Peeps look scary going into the final weeks of Rival Series. Don't sleep on the Peeps.
And how about we go from a reverse sweep over to a sweep? My, oh my, what a fun day of Rocket League, and the Peeps making some highlight reel plays, that is for sure.
Shot after shot, goal after goal. The Peeps just took down Afterthought like they were nothing. They were not in their way. There were no other players against it. They didn't even have an opponent. Peeps were just playing training with each other at this point, and it feels like the Peeps have full confidence going into the final weeks.
Rightfully so. They looked on fire there. They could do no wrong defensively, offensively. Perfect Rocket League. They were in the right place, the right time. They look unbeatable if they can continue to play this way.
And I still give a lot of credit to Reynolds as we do bring back in Haloran. Peeps. What do you think?
All the other North American teams are officially on notice. The Peeps are here. Birds and the Bees, everyone needs to watch out. Because you need to go to the Peeps and say, like, you know I got a family, right? Like, before every match for the rest of the season. You don't see 7 too often in an entire series. They pulled it off in game number 1. At-will offense, when they felt like looking at a replay, that's exactly what was happening. The Peeps, man, they are insane right now.
14 goals for the Peeps here in this series. So Afterthought only scored 3, and it came in game number 1. So, yeah, Peeps looking strong.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they opened up with a statement in game 1, just saying this series, yeah, this is ours.
I asked the question, who wants it the most? It's starting to look like the Peeps. Let's take a look at the standings. The Wild West continues to get wild. Birds and the Bees, 4-0. The Peeps, they are surging ahead, enjoying that tie at the second place spot. But, ooh, plot twist. They need to step their, like, if they want to hang on to that spot, they need to play to that level.
And lo and behold, Pittsburgh Embers coming through with a big win over Afterthought today, sitting at 2-2, still in the hunt for that top 2 spot. And Birds and Bees, they didn't play this week, but man, they're lucky, or at least they're happy to be sitting at 4-0 right now because it is a bloodbath below them.
Yeah, you look at 2 through 6, literally any of those teams have the ability to find their way into that second spot or even first. You never know.
even the teams in the 7-8 spot, they're not entirely out of making at the very least a top 4. Afterthought, their run is not over. They do have another match for the week. They need to try to retool, look at divides, figure out what they need to make adjustments for, and I do believe that they have more than enough to be able to pull it back. That will round things out for week number 3 here at North America Rival Series. If you're looking for more action, tune in tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. That's going to be the pre-show for the RLCS, but that's going to do it for us. Have a great night. We'll see you next week.